right, so welcome to session 12 of D&D Stealing Dragons, Searching for the Stone. I believe we're pretty much ready to go. Are you guys all set here?
Yeah, minus sans alcohol, but yeah.
Yeah, sans alcohol, all right.
Sans alcohol. I'll have to get some here in a minute.
Yeah, I'm drinking alcoholic seltzer water.
Interesting.
1 gram of sugar.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think I am adequately prepared for your shenanigans tonight, and I'm lying.
Never prepared enough.
All right, so as is the usual here, let's go ahead and have what happened last session, according to Viz, or whoever it was he was personifying last session, at least.
Visnoth.
Visnoth, yes.
Visnoth. You gotta say that, yo. Visnoth. We've finalized our decision to go to the Yawning Portal to see who was about. Luckily for us, Prince Neverember and Jallister were both there. We split into 2 groups, talking to both with at least a little bit of privacy. Jallister is putting in a word for us so that we can have access to the body of those who died this morning, and Prince Neverember was able to provide insight on the gnome. The gnome's name is Dalekar, and he worked for Prince Neverember's father in Waterdeep, or in Neverwinter. Neverember believes that he was bringing the Stone of Galore to us so that we could keep it safe. The stone is apparently a key to a hidden wealth of gold hidden somewhere within the city. Even though we have access to the Fallen, we don't have a way to talk with them. We decided that the House of Ogma, known as the Font of Knowledge, will be our best bet for finding a cleric to aid us in our cause. We make a donation to the church, and a cleric named Riros has agreed to help us. He's an interesting fellow, and his god has given him the blessing of true sight. He's able to see things about me that I myself can't see anymore. We reach the bodies, and speaking to them, we learn a few things. Dalekar stole the stone from a beholder in the sewers and was bringing it to us. 3 members of the Black Network, which is different than the Zentarum, they're kind of like a Nega Zentarum, more evil than the Zentarum, were trying to steal the item from him. A Nimblewright that threw the fireball belongs to Lady Yala Gralhund, who was funding the Black Network. For some reason we aren't clear on, Yala has betrayed the Black Network, or they betrayed her and she was defending herself, but the 3rd Black Network person who did not die and who stole the stone from poor deceased Dalekar is named Erstil Floxen. He was living at Gralhund Manor, but right now we don't know where he went. I seem to be alone in my wishes to run to the manor now and investigate. Everyone thinks skulking around in the dark is a bad idea, so now I lay here in my bed, anxious, nervous, and worried. Sleep isn't coming to me easy tonight. I hope the dawn comes soon.
Alrighty. So a lot of things happened. A lot of information was gleamed on this Stone of Galore and this interesting situation of money that is hidden somewhere within the city that only those in possession of the stone are able to glean. You learned, like I said, several things from various sources. You have a couple of people sent out to get you more information between Vincent Trench and Jallister. Or no, not Jallister. Dabble, yeah. They said they would look around, see if they can turn anything else up for you. And then you learned a good deal of information. You know a lot more than you did just a few hours prior about this fireball attack, as well as this seeming, bit of subterfuge going on within the city with the stone and this large sum of money that seems to be hidden somewhere. You've learned a few key things about the perpetrators with the Nimblewright, as well as this Erstil Floxen, as well as a possible location. Jot, and as well as most of the rest of you in your exploration around Trollskull Alley after moving in, you learned a bit of the lay of the land, and most of the areas around you are, houses, noble manors, and things of that nature. You do know that one of them, after being directed there by several names, is Gralhund Villa, where the Gralhunds reside. It doesn't lie very far, within a few blocks, actually, of your very own home. And that information did coincide with what your friend Fala had seen during the fireball attack, seeing one man limp off to the east, and knowing that Gralhund Villa does lie off to the east as well. After speaking with the dead, with Ruros's help, and moving back to your home here at Trollskull Manor. The night is late. It's almost midnight at this point, but you're all getting ready for bed and such, contemplating what you're going to do next, I guess. And that is where I'm going to start y'all. What do y'all want to do?
You said starting first thing in the morning, right?
Starting during the night still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is the tavern still open at this point, or is it closed? Final customer's gone.
It's closed. All the cleanup's been done. Your 3 employees have already taken off for the night.
Well, I mean, do we want to try to check out the manor a bit, or wait till morning? Or...
Actually, per our roleplay, Kai should be up in his room.
something else? Or just call it for tonight and think about it some more tomorrow?
I'm torn. I can see advantages to both, but I think maybe going in with a clear head in the morning might be the best bet. Using the festival as kind of a cover to be out and about.
Well, I mean, this is our neighborhood. It's not that weird for us to just be, like, in our neighborhood.
True. I'm moving over to... I'm assuming... Is this a window right here?
Yes, any of the blue lines are windows.
Can I, like, peek out and see if I see any guards in the alley still?
As you look out the window, this front courtyard in front of Trollskull Manor is kind of sunken into the ground, leading up to the entrance where there's stairs leading up to it. So as you're looking out, you kind of see the retaining walls and such. You see a bit of the street out in front, but you can't see like down to the southwest where the incident happened.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm gonna at least move upstairs, and I'm gonna kind of keep an eye out and see what's going on in the alley while I go outside and up.
Okay.
Do I see anything when I'm walking from outside to back inside?
As you glance down Thunderstaff Way, which runs alongside Trollskull Manor, down to the southwest to Trollskull Alley, you're able to see through the darkness. It's not super brightly lit here. Just some lampposts with continual flames cast upon them, shedding off a bit of light. You actually don't see anybody down there. It's quite late. You see that the guards that you saw during the day are no longer occupying or guarding this area. It seems that their investigation is probably concluded over this area at this point.
I think we'll just go to bed tonight. I don't know. This, Talia? Thoughts?
I'm up in my room feeding the puppy
you're
a fish.
I don't have it zoomed in enough. Oh yeah, you're gone already. All right, just gonna go to bed. Yeah.
I didn't say goodnight.
Wow. So
Wow.
rude. So rude.
Such good
Talia.
friends we have here.
I thought we were friends, but just clearly, just nothing.
Guess not.
Puppies come first. Sorry.
Jot, who are you talking to?
Just myself, apparently.
All
I
right.
actually don't even look at the map at all and just assume I'm next to people.
Seamus, talking to your owl.
yeah, I talk to Seamus all the time. What are you talking about, man? Yeah, it's fine.
Just gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Seamus.
Risk is going to go down and knock on Viz's door.
Yeah.
You doing all right, buddy?
Yeah, we're fine.
All right. Let me know if you need anything.
Thanks.
Risk is back to his room.
I added a door for you. Look, it says door, and it's got a little red square around it.
Oh, we've got a door there. Okay.
Yeah, that way you didn't have to... Oh, I see we added one to the hallway, too. I thought...
Right.
I didn't realize we added one to the hallway.
There's a door there, and then there's one that's just... Someone just scrawled on the
Yeah.
wall, door.
There are doors here, actually.
I didn't realize we added one to the hallway up here. I don't-
Yeah.
Love it.
All
Risk
right,
is going
so
to Risk is going to do his thing where he stands out on the balcony for 30, 40 minutes before going to bed.
okay.
At some point, as he's out there, Kai's gonna walk out and accompany him. Kind of looks over and rough night.
Been one hell of a day. God, feels like it's been a month. Just these last 12 hours.
Don't worry, it'll clear up soon, I'm sure.
Worry's not quite the word for it. It's, I don't know. Things just don't add up at the moment. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. We're brand fucking new here. Why would they be bringing the stone to us? And I don't know.
Kai will kind of just stare off into the darkness of the night and just kind of shake his head. I don't know. Perhaps the fact that we were able to do what we have here has inspired them. Perhaps they understand our dealings with the Zentarum. We'll never know, possibly, but if there's a stone and it's going to possibly bring wealth, well, it's at least worth taking a look at, right?
Yeah, I like the sound of that wealth bit, but I just hope that no one else who doesn't deserve it dies in the process. I've got a few things that I'm very good at, and I want to get doing them.
As do I, my friend. And Kai's gonna kind of turn and place his left hand on Risk's shoulder, and Risk, you'll feel it feels almost padded, and you kind of look up and you'll see his left hand's been bandaged up as he walks away.
Risk won't ask any questions about it, but he's now going to head back to his room.
All right. So everybody's plan, just go ahead and sleep for the evening. Wake up tomorrow. Continue your investigation and things you want to know in the morning.
Yeah.
For a long rest, it needs to be 8 hours, but you can spend 2 hours of that awake,
Doing light
technically?
activity. Yeah,
Describing
awake
yourself.
doing light activity.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. Then I would like to wake up after 6 hours and scribe the other spell that I needed.
Okay.
And I'm gonna invest 2 of that. Well, you know this situation you and I have talked about, so but I will spend a couple hours working on my Draconic as well.
I too would like to spend 2 hours doing something.
Okay.
I don't know.
What exactly?
Breakfast? Making breakfast? for
Breakfast?
everyone?
Do breakfast? Okay.
Yeah.
Do
I'll,
it.
I'll wake up early and make breakfast. So maybe like an hour early.
Okay.
All right, cool. I just really want
Everybody else is doing something. Do you want to do something?
I'll take a bath like a normal person.
Okay.
Yeah,
Solid.
I really felt like I was wasting 2 hours sleeping. Like
I just wanted to get that over with, so I was
everyone's
just
being so efficient with their lives, and I was just gonna sleep, but I'll make breakfast, I guess.
Listen. A well-rested hero is a good hero. That's not a bad idea to just take
Wow.
full 8 hours sleeping.
How much time will you give me during the evening as where you're sitting down in the bar kind of talking and stuff?
If you make it to the evening.
You.
He said we spent 30 minutes chatting.
Yeah, basically, y'all went to the guardhouse about 9:30 or so. After dark, when Jallister had kind of set up the meeting point.
Mhm.
You stayed there for a little under an hour, and then took another 30, 45 minutes or so to get back home, collecting your thoughts and talking amongst yourselves, getting back home at that point, and then sitting down, and I assumed y'all's conversations and such had led for about an hour.
Mhm.
So it's approximately about 11:30 at this point.
Risk and I had left for probably about 30 to 40 minutes, I'd say, because it was pretty close by.
Okay.
So yeah, however long, if it means I can get maybe another hour squeezed out of it or something.
Yeah,
Just
however
try
long
to-
your other stuff takes. I mean, you're going to be waking up. Everybody's going to be kind of getting back up and everything about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. So those that's your time frame.
Okay, I'll just say and tack on another hour, like as we were sitting around talking.
Okay. All right. So everyone decides to go ahead and head to bed. Once again, these thoughts of everything that's transpired this last day still kind of bothering you to a point, whether it's the murders that happened, the innocent people that were killed, the ones involved with this, or this elaborate plan that seems to be carried out, or this mystery that's being carried out and needing investigation floating around here in the city of Waterdeep. Sleep comes eventually for all of you, and you're able to get a long rest in, most of you. So everybody, for the most part, getting the benefits of a long rest in. Waking up a little bit early to do various things, scribing spells and praying and making breakfast for everybody, as well as taking a bath, because kind of smelly after running around all day.
Baths are important.
Baths are important.
It's because I care
Wait,
about.
does someone
care about
not
them.
get a long rest?
I don't know.
Oh, Kai doesn't. Okay. All right.
So you all wake up the next morning, going about your various tasks, and kind of meeting back downstairs. You're able to tell the entire house is filled with a very pleasant smell. And you head outside and head back down to the tavern area, and you see Viz is kind of moving around the tables and such, and has a few plates of food already prepared for everybody. The sweet smell of cooked meat, as well as some eggs and such, made for everybody. As you're glancing around, everybody kind of eating your morning meal in silence, all of you reflecting in your own way. You do notice that Kai has a little bit, bags under his eyes. Seems a little bit not as rested as the rest of you. But otherwise, everybody seems fine for the most part and ready to start the next day. What do you want to do?
Well, I've made you guys a very spicy egg hash here. I've taken some potatoes and I've chopped them up real fine, and I've cooked them, and I've got them a nice roast on there. They've got a crispy skin on the outside, and I used a lot of peppers that we had. They look like they were going to go bad. There's some pretty spicy meats in here. It's really good, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Kai,
Yes.
you look like shit. What happened to your hand?
Everything's fine, Visnoth.
Yeah, but what happened to your hand?
It's fine.
Did you fall and cut yourself
No, it
in the
wasn't.
middle of the night?
It wasn't accidental.
Did you cut yourself?
No, of course not.
All right. Well, let you guys eat breakfast.
How
We
on
should go-
a so
we should
on
go-
a scale of 1 to 10, how spicy is that?
How
It's pretty
spicy.
spicy.
No thanks.
It's got a lot of peppers. It's got like spicy chorizo in it.
What if Stig's in? Just give
Make
it to
him
me.
do a performance check to see if
Yeah,
he cooked
Viz.
it right.
Viz, go ahead and give me a performance check. As far as I know, you're not proficient in cooking tools.
I mean, I survived on my own from Cormier to here. I figure I can cook for myself somewhat.
You can eat raw potatoes and survive. I mean,
Don't trust his cooking skills.
This is
all right,
delicious.
so
Just fucking-
as you're all digging in, it's pretty spicy, as Visnoth had promised. It's acceptable. It's not as good as the food that Saddam McKinnon has made for you a couple times for the bar and such, but it's passable. It's a decent morning's meal for those that you enjoy spicy. Everyone else, you're dying a little bit on the inside every time you take a bite.
I'm a tiefling. I like spicy. What can I say?
Are you okay, Viz?
Yeah, this is fine.
Just in case, let's con save this. Make
It's not
sure we
that
don't
spicy.
die.
It's not to the point where it's going to be poisonous.
Okay,
You're fine.
good.
The spiciest part is going to be the meat. I mean, they're peppers. They're not like jalapenos.
Well, you didn't specify what kind of peppers. I was like, maybe he's got some ghost pepper over there. We don't know.
I got some Faerunian red, green, and yellow bell peppers.
Bell peppers. Okay, no, that's great. That's fine then.
I don't know what exists here. I could think I have a bell pepper and get like a mango or some shit. And yeah, I'm just super dumb when I was at the supermarket.
So
I see cooking tools to be proficient in.
Is there not? I thought there was.
I could be a brewer.
I think
could be
there
an
is.
alchemist.
Is there
yeah,
not?
there's cooking.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
thought there
say I
was.
thought there were cooking
I
tools.
can't find anything that gives me proficiency.
Oh,
in cooking tools.
yeah.
So I'd have to be a rogue, and instead of picking thieves' tools or the one tools of your choice, I have to pick cooking. I was looking to see if I could. Yeah.
God, rogues are so OP.
They're all mildly proficient in cooking. You would have to invest some time into being a gourmet chef, is all I'm saying.
Instead, I just hired a cook. I could get
Yeah.
good at it, or I could pay someone else to cook.
We already do that.
The Waterdeep way.
That's what I solve my problems with.
we already have a cook.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, instead of me getting better at this, we'll just leave it to the cook.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
So Dawn now has a room and cooks for you every
Right?
night.
He wakes up
now.
bright and early every morning to have food prepared for us before we head out on our adventures.
House reeks of bacon, eggs, and what does he smoke again? Weed pipe or something like that?
Pipe weed.
The pipe
Yeah.
yeah.
Every morning we smell pipe weed, eggs, bacon, and coffee. Perfect.
Actually sounds fantastic.
Sounds like my morning. That sounds fantastic.
All right, so you're able to get a good breakfast in. All of you filling your stomachs with Viz's, once again, fairly delicious meal.
Fairly delicious.
It's like I said, it's about 8:30 in the morning. Pretty early still. What do you want to do?
I do have one other errand I want to run once shops are open, but it can be on our way out. So,
Are we gonna use the sewers?
well,
Let's
I
go
feel
east.
like we should just go look at the place first, just like in the light of day, and just see what it looks like in general. We can go through the sewers, I guess, but I didn't really like that place very much.
Maybe there's more cubes.
I didn't really like that very much either.
You have to go inside it to really get to know it, and it was a really cool experience.
Was it like refreshing? Did it kind of like exfoliate your skin a little bit?
Yeah, were your scales exfoliated?
It's definitely
a nice
different
little
than being in the
acid
ocean.
peel of the.
As Havix just staring at us.
Let's go for a walk.
I agree.
Me too.
I guess.
Maybe we should try and like see if we can get any of that like acid. Maybe we could use that as like have a skincare business on the side.
Wait,
What do you think,
is
Tommy?
that like the 5th business we have on the side now? Like
Yes.
We've got to be all the MLM.
brothel, coffee
One-stop
house,
shop.
Speakeasy.
exfoliating,
We could do a
speakeasy.
spa and like seaweed wrap, and then
Mhm.
the acid on there is like a facial. We could be
Mhm.
successful.
Absolutely.
I know where to find the best seaweed.
Havoc, this is why we get nowhere.
In 3 months, when we can't pay back this loan, this is why we can't pay
This
back
is
this
why.
loan.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. We'll have this other business.
We have a million ambitions, but not enough income. It's fine.
We got a lot
It's
of
fine. We'll
thinkers.
just throw Dragon House out the window, and we're just going to play Business Simulator for the next 30 sessions. Eventually, you'll hit level 5, and then we'll continue on from there. Maybe you'll adventure.
Just
like
maybe.
you Sims.
Yeah. D&D Sims.
So
All
on
right,
our-
so it's
on our way out, I did want to just stop by Falla's if her shop is open or their shop is open.
okay.
What's
all
the
right.
nimble rate detector?
Me.
You may want to, maybe once we get going, maybe have them at the ready.
Sure. I mean, basically, I think what I said at the end of the session, I meant to say it like at the beginning, was that basically when I walk around, I just have it popped over my shoulder like a little parasol. It just spins.
Yeah, that particular thing is going to be something you need to state.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So, mostly as a reminder to me, but also a reminder to yourself.
Mhm.
All right, so you find yourself moving back out of the tavern, heading out into Troll Skull Alley and Thunderstep Way. this early in the morning, all of the shops are open. It's not before sunrise and such. Most businesses open around sunrise. As you move out, you can see that the sky's a bit dark. It seems that spring is definitely moving in very shortly. Those of you that have been in Waterdeep or know anything about it, that spring officially starts on a holiday called Greengrass, which is coming up in a few days. It's between the months of Tarsak and Myrtle. There's a day devoted to the green grass. It's a festival. It's not a huge, lavish one, but it's the mark of the beginning of spring. You know that as far as the weather during springtime here in Waterdeep is usually very rainy. Think not quite Florida. It's a bit chillier than that, but the rain will typically start as the sun kind of starts peeking up in the sky around noon or so, and it sometimes could rain from noon all the way until dusk. And then in between those hours, between noon and dusk and midnight and noon, the rain causes a somewhat thick fog to lay over the city. Businesses still flourish during this time. The more populated parts of the city burning off the
Sounds like
the
Seattle
fog and
doesn't it,
such,
Kat?
and most of them just ignoring the rain as best they can. Thankfully, Waterdeep does have mostly paved streets throughout it, so mud and trekking through it is not a problem, unless you go to the Field Ward or places such as that. As you head out, once again, the sky is a bit dark, threatening possibly rain today, but it's not raining currently, thankfully. But otherwise, everything else seems normal. You see businesses and or carts and people moving up and down Saradoon Street as well as Thunderstaff Way. You look down to the southwest towards the intersection with Thunderstaff Way and Trollskull Alley. You see people kind of moving around where some rope is kind of been strung up on some wooden pillars kind of surrounding the hole. Not really crime tape as you'd expect, but more so just a warning that, hey, there's a somewhat deep break in the ground here. Don't trip and fall. But otherwise, everything else seems normal.
Are there any guards around that side at all, or no?
You do not see any. So I get off the creepy music here.
Risk, were you still wanting to try to organize that ceremony?
What? That's a little bit loud.
That's
Yeah, I'm
super
turning
loud.
down.
I'd like to take care of that once we've solved this. I'd like to have everything settled so that I can truly be at peace.
Havoc, do we know what spell they cast on all of the individuals that died in the blast?
Gentle riposte.
Is that what it was?
Gentle
Repose.
Repose. So that only lasts, what, 24 hours?
72?
No,
can't
longer
remember
than
what
that.
it is.
I thought it was 3 days.
Or something. Hang on.
Because... hold on, I have it on my spell list.
10 days.
10 days.
Repose. 10 days, okay. Okay, good. And that was yesterday, so we still have plenty of time. Okay. All right.
So, is anyone else joining Jot as she heads down to Corlin's Crown?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Kaio's gonna tag along.
Okay.
I don't want to speak
Chris?
for anybody else.
Rick's going to go along, but he's going to stay outside the door. Just let Jot take care of her business in private.
I'm gonna go to protect her and to stay out and keep an eye out just in case anyone has a fire necklace they want to bomb us with.
Can I also specify that I am definitely in my noble's robes right now?
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So as all of you head down towards Corlin's Crown, where Follow Lafalier resides, running their business from there, this apothecary. You make your way inside, seeing much the same as you've seen before, plants and such hung up in the walls, a lot of them uprooted. As you're approaching, you see this greenhouse up on the upper floor. Still grimacing, but you do see a few of the windows are still broken, unfortunately, on the backside towards Trollskull Alley. But as you make your way inside, you see Fala back behind the desk. They're standing there writing some notes and such, and sees you enter and says, Jot, what can I help you with today?
have something. I meant to stop by days ago, and it's just been so crazy lately. Um, d- we a few days ago we fought a some sort of worm thing.
Uh-huh.
And it had like some sort of like
Mucus.
mucus or poison on it, and I just like got some of it, and I didn't know if like I don't really know what to do with it, but I didn't know if that would be something you would be interested in, or know who might like
Uh,
want it. It seemed like it might be something that's rare, maybe. I don't know.
with that, Fala kind of listens, nodding along, and says, "Well, could you describe this worm for me? I may know it."
Definitely Jot obviously remembers what that thing looked like. Does Shu remember that though?
It's a Karan, wasn't it?
Yeah, is it carrion crawler?
Carrion.
I think it's what
Carrion
like
crawler. Yep.
I mean I Shu know what that oh god. I didn't remember that was what it looked like. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So so it was sort of light brownish. It had a bunch of tentacles. The tentacles were the part that had the nice. The mucusy poison stuff, and it had a whole bunch of teeth and like a whole bunch of little like legs or arms. Looked pretty creepy.
Was this worm small or large?
Large.
Large?
Very large.
Yes, you sound like you're describing a carrion crawler. They pop up from time to time in this area, but mostly are found in, caves, cave systems, things of that nature. Their natural habitat, at least. Yes, they do have an interesting poison that they have on those tentacles you were describing. It is sought after by some people for various means, of course. I do not judge. I typically do not deal in poisons myself, but if you were looking to part with it, or I could maybe see about turning into something more useful to you, I may be able to do that.
What could you turn it into that could be useful?
With that, they think for a moment and says, well, it could be used as a salve to put onto weapons and such, to coat them. I've heard that being a very practical and common use for it. It's somewhat expensive to do so, of course, but I've heard of that, and I suppose it could be, it's got a very viscous form to it, naturally, but it could be diluted to a certain way to be turned into a drinkable poison, or other manner of things. I'd have to do some research to be able to tell exactly.
I don't know that I really want to poison anyone.
I would hope not.
Yeah. I mean, you said you might be willing to buy it. How much would something like that be worth to you?
They think for a moment and say, well, in its simplest form, I could purchase it for you, if nothing else, just to get it off the streets and not have it going to anyone unsavory. But crawler mucus usually runs, around 200 gold pieces or so.
Oh! Okay.
I see.
But they're very dangerous animals. It's very difficult to get a hold of the mucus.
Quick, curiosity question. What exactly does it do if you get hit with it?
You see Fala kind of looking around, says, one second. And see them turning around, looking onto a bookshelf back behind them, and goes through and says, yes, I believe it's in Volo's book. Flipping through some pages. Yes, carrion crawler. Very dangerous. Avoid. Run away. Yes, the poison. The poison, apparently, if you are unable to fight against it, your body's natural defenses will break down, and your body will start doing so shortly thereafter. you will become paralyzed and unable to move. This makes it easier for the carrion crawler to devour you afterwards.
Of course it
So
does.
glad I touched that. Yeah. I think I'll just
So glad I touched
actually
that.
okay. Can I just quickly insight check her just to make sure she's not like a nefarious poison dealer who is like going to use this to murder someone?
I thought you were going to ask to see if you were getting a good price. But no, is she an
No.
assassin?
No, 200 gold. No.
Fala does gently request, I am not a she or a him.
Oh,
I
I'm sorry.
am
Did I say
a
she?
them, please.
They. Sorry.
I appreciate it. Yeah, do an insight check, I guess. See if you notice any tendencies of all the poison dealers you know. Well, being that you maybe have heard of some.
No, mostly.
damn, I
I
need a
mostly
drink.
just want to make sure, like, that she's being honest to me. That, like, she just wants to buy it to get off the street, and that's more what I'm going. Like,
Them, Jut.
hey, did I say?
They.
God damn it!
This is fun.
I'm bad.
All right, so yeah, as you're inciting, looking over Fala, once again, Fala has been very kind to you ever since you've met them. Never saying anything untoward about anyone, and as you look around their shop, you don't see anything untoward into it. You see medicinal herbs, things of that nature, flowers that can be used for concoctions of varying degrees. A lot of healing salves and such are on sale here. They don't appear to be someone that would be selling poison.
Yeah, cool. That's what I thought. All right. No, I will happily sell this to Fala for 200 gold.
So with that, Fala nods, "Oh, very well," and pulls out their pocket pouch of gold and counts out a 20 platinum pieces. Said, "I hope platinum will suffice. I don't have
Sure,
enough gold
yeah.
on me." Okay, very
That's
well,
fine.
excellent. With that, as you hand the little bottle that you put this mucus into, you see Fala kind of holding a hand out as you kind of set it down on the table and turns around and puts a big glove on made of cloth and picks it up. Says, "Okay," and looks around. And you see
Oh yeah, and
Fala.
it is in a perfume bottle, by the way.
You see Fala kind of looking at it and ignores the perfume bottle, walks over to what appears to be it looks like a large stove. But as you're looking at it, you see that most stoves have like a venting pipe coming out for the smoke to rise from and such. You see that it's cut off at the top. And as Fala walks over to it, opens up the front, heavy metal kind of opening up, and then Fala tosses it in there. You hear the glass breaking on the inside, and then Fala shuts it. Says, "I will dispose of that later. I have a process here to dispose of dangerous things."
That's good. I'm good. Good. That's good. I was really nervous now. I didn't know how bad it was. We didn't actually see anybody get hit with it. I just kind of noticed it, and they said it was bad, and I shouldn't have touched
Yes, it's
It totally killed the guy.
Yeah, they look over it.
I thought he just got eaten, not with the mucus.
I had to bring a guy
definitely
back.
hit him.
I had to bring a guy back from dead.
Yeah, but I thought he just died from the bludgeoning damage, not from the mucus damage. But I could be totally wrong. That's been how many weeks ago? I've
Like 6.
forgotten.
It's a little while ago. But yeah, Fala says, "Yes, it's a somewhat dangerous compound listed in the guidebook there. I am a member of the Guild of Apothecaries and Physicians, and such substances of that are generally frowned upon to be resold or used in concoctions. Some get special licenses and such, but I do not have those. I would much prefer things of that nature to be destroyed. They can only cause harm, after all."
Certainly. Well, thanks. Yeah. Anything else? I guess I came to you, but yeah.
You did.
Have a good
but now do
day.
you have some coin if you would like to purchase anything?
Yeah.
I do have
Um,
several items. A lot of potions that adventurers such as yourself might like.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Kai's gonna peek his head in and say, "Buy potions of healing."
Okay, yeah, that's true. Do you have some health potions, maybe?
I do have some potions of healing, as well as ones that are a bit more potent, potions of greater healing. I have potions that allow water breathing. They allow you to... another one makes it where you can climb much faster. Terrain going straight up doesn't bother you. I have another potion on hand that I just created the other day that allows you to interact with animals in such a way that they see you as a companion and a friend.
Hmm.
All its reasonable prices, of course.
With Seamus sitting on his shoulder.
How about just some health potions, just the regular ones maybe. A couple of those or something.
I have 2 of the regular potions, the normal ones. One of the top-selling items. You can understand why. I do have 4 of the graters, if you would like them, though. They are more expensive, of course, but much better at their ability to heal wounds and such.
How much are the greater ones?
They're 250 gold pieces each.
Just the regular ones then.
You see Fala turn around, open up a cabinet kind of below the front counter. Hear some rummaging, some clinking of vials and glass.
You should ask how much the regulars are, though.
Oh, I apologize. I should have said that. 50 gold pieces each.
Okay, sure. I'll take those 2.
With that, 2 small-looking potion bottles are set up on the counter before you, containing the red coloration that you know belongs to potions of healing. With that, Fala says, 50 for each, so 100 if you would like both.
So I'll give her 10 of the platinum pieces she gave me.
I'm gonna stop correcting you.
Gee, God, what do you keep using? It's just the same high-pitched voice you do for all the female characters. And so she's become female in my head.
Have a
They.
more gender-neutral voice.
I apologize. So I fluctuate back and forth.
monotone.
If you will just flip-flop it, maybe that'll quit. But it's the same. Anyways, I'm sorry. It's my own fault.
This is something I've always had trouble with myself. That's why it just kind of amuses me to see other people doing it.
IRL, I have some friends that use gender neutral, and I have no problems with that. But it's from the minute the character was introduced with the voice you used, they became female in my head, and I can't break my brain out of it. Anyways, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Everyone
All right.
watching.
So with that, you thank Fala, handing over 100 gold pieces or 10 of the platinum, whichever you want to do.
I don't have 100 gold pieces, so they get 10 gold platinum.
All right, so Fala thanks you. I appreciate your business. Once again, don't worry about that mucus. It will be handled in the appropriate manner. I appreciate your business and stopping by today, Jot. And the rest of you, of course.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
So I'll just walk out, still holding 10 platinum, and be like, holy shit.
So they offered you 200 then?
Yeah, I shouldn't have touched that.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, here's 2 platinum for everybody.
Jot, I'd be lying if I'd said that there has been times in my life where immediately after touching something, my thought was I shouldn't have touched that.
Wasn't that just the other day?
No, I actually paid decent gold for the soft trade the other day, just in the past. When you pay gold, it's okay. When you pay silver, it's not.
It's a little sketchy at that point, right?
Yeah. It's a little bit of a risk.
You don't say.
Thanks. I hate it.
Yeah, I give everybody from the remaining
right.
10, and then
Oh, you give us all two platinum?
yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Thanks.
I didn't kill that by myself. Why would I take all the reward from it? I mean,
Kai was solely listening into the whole conversation and was just like, it's fine. You got 200,
yeah, no,
200 gold. No, it's cool.
We got 100.
It's
We
fine.
got 100 gold and 2
But-
free health
Thank you.
potions.
We might have helped kill it, but you were the one that thought to pick up the mucus, so...
To be
If
fair,
you kept
keep
it,
if
we
you
wouldn't
want
have
me to
argued
keep
it.
But
No, I've already pocketed the 2 platinum
It seems
pieces.
only
It's fine.
fair. Everyone
Which-
share the reward.
Which one of you people can't heal yourselves? You two should have healing potions.
So I'll give one
Agreed.
to Talia.
Agreed.
Now everyone can
All right.
self-sustain at least a little bit.
Or
Unless you get
someone
knocked
I
else.
out.
always take care of myself.
All right. Heading
She's crude. I like it.
heading to the east then?
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
As
Oh.
we're walking there, Kai's gonna place his hand on Visnoth's back and say, "So Visnoth, how long will you be visiting with us for?"
Until Viz figures this shit out.
Good. Understandable. We appreciate having you here.
It's not like I had a choice in the matter. Thanks for the company. Even if you want to be all sketchy about your hand and stuff, it's cool. I like doing stuff and getting out about sometimes. It's fun.
Yes, well,
You ready to tell me about that hand yet?
sure. What do you want to know?
Well, what happened to your hand?
I cut it.
Specifically, what did you do to your hand?
I cut it. I just told you. I cut my hand.
I asked you this morning if you cut your hand, and you said no.
Why would I interrupt everybody's breakfast to inform them that I cut my hand?
Why'd you cut yourself?
It's part of a ritual.
A ritual for what?
It's my blood offering
You're offering to what?
to our faith. As part of our faith, we perform what is called the Sacrament of Blood. It means giving some of your divinity to the people and sharing within them. And then, when the time comes, we partake in that divinity.
You performed the ceremony in the house last night?
Yes,
Did it hurt?
it was painful. I won't lie about that. Yes.
Do you feel closer to your inner divinity?
I feel tired. That's what I feel right now. Right now, I don't feel any closer than I did before, but
Is this the first time you performed the ritual, or is this a yearly thing? Quarterly?
This is the first time that I have performed the ritual on my own. Generally, when this happens, there is a rite master that would take care of this for us. In this case, with me being here and not being back home, there was no way for me to participate in any of this ritual, so I had to do so here.
Is it a cut on the hand, arm, wrist?
Kai will unwrap his hand and show it's kind of like a gash, basically, from the thumb almost down to the joint in the hand of the pinky finger.
How does the bandaging look? Did you do a good job? Are you proficient with the medicine kit?
Let's see. Let's see how it looked.
Well, go ahead and describe how you did on your bandaging.
It's a mess. Like, he didn't gauze any of it to like try to block off the wound. He just took the bandage and just kind of wrapped it tight, and like even the bandage is like soaked with blood.
Is it your main hand or your offhand?
It's his left hand, so it's his offhand.
Will you let me rebandage it for you?
Sure, if you would like.
Yeah, you're able to do better. Get it, not clumped up and such. You're actually able to take the bandages off, kind of tearing off some of the really bloody stuff that was underneath. And there's still there was way too much bandage on here. Like 3 hands could have been wrapped with this much. So you
Just
tear
like
off the
a whole
bloody
shit
stuff. It was like it made his hand like bulbous. Is what it looked like. But you're able to go through, rip off the bloody bits, and start wrapping it. Yeah, it's not your best work. but it's passable. It's covering the wound, and his hand kind of is able to move a little bit now instead of just being a puffy mess. It's not a bad job.
Kai literally just kept taking bandage and kept wrapping it until he couldn't see the
Did it
blood
stop
pouring
bleeding
through it. Do I see blood?
All right.
No, good. That's where I stop.
Okay, I'm gonna bandage up as best I can. I'm gonna take both hands and like clasp Kai's hand in it and just stare at him.
Yes.
Say, if you want to go through this alone, you can. But you have several people here who care about you, who want to see you do well. You don't need to hide things. If that's your own thing of wanting to keep it to yourself and you want to be exhausted, staying up all night, feeling closer to gods or power or whatever it is you choose to worship and follow. I don't understand it all, but let us know. If there's something we can do to help you, don't suffer for any reason. When there's people here who care about you and want you to be well.
And Kai nods and says, I do appreciate it. It was more of the evening was spent in meditation than it was performing the ritual. I bandaged it up out of haste, trying to get the blood to stop, but I am better now. And thank you.
If we run into problems today, are you going to be okay in a fight?
Kai nods and says, I feel pretty normal. I don't... Nothing really feels out of place. I did stay up most of the night, but...
From a player perspective, what's the effect? Do you have a point of exhaustion?
None. I rolled a 22 on my con save,
so you're just tired.
I'm just
fine,
super
okay.
fucking tired. But yeah,
Just-
as far as exhaustion, no, I'm good.
Okay. Let us know if you need something. Again, don't place unnecessary burden on your shoulders. I mean, if that's the way of your religion, then sure. But
Well,
you need to open up to these people. Kind of nodding over to Talia and Jot and Risk, like, and even Viz. Like, they love you, they care for you, and they want to see you do well. So
Kai
hiding
will,
things from them and being sketchy as fuck is just not building that relationship.
Kai will look at Visnoth and say, well, part of that is attempting to learn on my own as well. And in this case, I had no experience with the tools that I was attempting to use, and as you see, I left myself in a mess here. So, but in the future, when I am to perform this act, I will be sure to speak with you and have you assist me, so that maybe I will have a little bit better result next time.
Well, I mean, if you're going to cut yourself, I mean, I don't want to see you cut yourself. I'm just going to try and talk you out of it. So I want to respect your choices, but
well, no,
if
this isn't.
if we
for
can make
anything.
arrangements to accommodate you better, then I want to make sure we do that.
Yes,
Like if you need a day to sleep in, if you don't want spicy eggs in the morning, I get it. Like, just let me know ahead of time so I can better prepare. Like, I can let you sleep in till like noon or so, and maybe that'll make you not look like shit in the morning.
I understand that.
Perfect.
This is purely for the sacrament. If it wasn't for that, then this wouldn't be occurring. And I'll have you know that your words and the things that you had said to me yesterday have not fallen upon deaf ears. I can assure you that in the future I will be of more benefit to all of you.
I appreciate that. Let's be a benefit today, and let's figure out what's going on at this villa. Myself and Viz are nervous about having this gang war just bubbling on the edge on the streets. Enough people have died.
Can we get to the stopping people responsible part? I'm really looking forward to that
Yes,
part.
let's do that
Fuck you,
immediately.
Risk. We're having a moment.
So as you continue on, walking and talking and such, you see Visnoth as well as Kai having a conversation kind of back behind you. You're able to catch bits and pieces of it, but once again, the city is lively. There are kids running around, carts going to and from here and there, a lot of people walking the streets. You follow the mental directions. Yes,
The
John?
thing's out, just
Okay.
since you've requested that I say that.
All right, so as you're walking, kind of remembering the mental map, to head out and go along Well-Gond Way, heading to the north until you reach Horn Street. And as you turn onto Horn Street, heading down a bit, you find yourself arriving to the place that Jot and a few others are able to remember this place called Growlhund Villa lies. And as you approach it, Jot, as you're walking up front, all of you, or rather everybody at first, as you walk forward, you see this villa. It's somewhat lavish compared to some of the other ones here. You've seen a lot of the manors are just these multiple story buildings, kind of just square boxes. This one, as you're walking up to Growlhund Villa, rather, you see that there is a nice large yard in front of it. As you start to walk in front of it, looking around, you see these iron gates, heavy and large, sitting in front of it. You see there's, once again, pedestrians and coaches traveling along the street. You see these high walls, about 12 feet high, made of stone, surrounding the front yard of this villa and then going around it. You once again see these two gates kind of leading to a large yard on the other side that you can kind of look through the bars and see. Jot, as you're walking in front of Growlhund Villa, you stop and you're looking around, and about time you turn around, you see this thing is whirling like crazy and clicking and making a noise. You see a few people kind of turning around and looking over at you, like, what is that?
I take my finger off the trigger and just keep walking. And be like, come on, come on, come on.
What are we within 500 feet of currently?
As you're looking around, let's see.
Are we on the map? Do we have a token? There we are, over there.
Yeah. If you use your measuring tool, yeah, you can see 500 feet around you. It's somewhat accurate. So just to make sure your token's in the right spot, you're right there in front of it.
Did it ping before we got to here at all? Like, basically, did it ping the minute the 500 was around?
As you were making your way down Horn Street, it started pinging about 500 feet away from this
Kind of
villa.
weakly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, started getting stronger and stronger. You didn't really notice it at first, since you haven't ever heard this thing go off before. It was kind of whirling and everything, and clicking sound, but you were paying attention to Kai and Viz behind you. But as you get closer and closer to the villa, you started and just started making a cacophonous noise that, like, people were looking at you.
Can we walk down towards Lion Street, past Lion Street, and see, basically walk 500 feet past it and see if it kills?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so as you keep walking...
Jot, can we do that? Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll reactivate it again.
Okay. So as you do so, it starts whirling again, but as you keep walking, it starts slowing down, making less noise. And as you keep moving down Horn Street and kind of getting towards Lion Street at this point, almost at the intersection just before it, it stops whirling.
Well...
So it's there.
Yep.
It's at the villa.
Definitely seems like it.
Go in 500 back feet down the street. What's the front of the villa look like? Is there like an entryway, or, you know, I know the 12-foot high stone walls, but is there like an open archway? Is there like closed gate? Anything like that?
As you're looking at it, once again, you see these walls going around it. You're heading back up Horn Street, so looking at it from the front, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I assume is the front facing Sardun Street, or is it facing Horn Street? The front.
The front is... Yeah, the front of the villa is facing Horn Street. As you're walking again, once again, you see these two massive gates. They're leading into an open yard, kind of a large garden area. You see some trees and plants and such out. The trees kind of casting some shadow over the land in front of you. You see past that, you're able to kind of peek through as you're walking by again. A few doorways going in, as well as several structures within the yard as you're passing by, kind of peeking through the bars. And you see a large two-story building being the villa itself.
Is there anywhere across the street or down Selwyn Street where we can sit and observe somewhat unnoticed? Like a cafe or something where we can get like some lattes and like hold up a newspaper.
So there was
Newspaper with two eye holes poked in it.
Not a lot of businesses in this area, unfortunately. It's mostly housing, different manors and apartments and things of that nature. As you're walking around kind of towards Saradoon Street, you do see all throughout Waterdeep, and this place is no exception. Every once in a while, kind of in the common streets, there are benches to sit down at that have been constructed for people to rest and things of that nature. They're a little bit more numerous here in the North Ward. You imagine it being kind of the ritzy ward of Waterdeep. It makes sense for them to be there. There are a couple benches, enough for you to kind of sit down with view of the backside of Grand Hall Villa. As you're kind of moving around to glance at it, looking for a place to sit, you look up at the backside. You see it's very plain, the backside of the building, having this, once again, this wall going up. You can tell the wall is pretty much flush with the villa itself. You do see that there is one door, or two doors, one leading up to the villa itself, this large two-story building. And you see another much larger door, and as you're looking at it, you can see that this door kind of appears to slide over. You think it probably leads to like a stable or something of that nature. It's a large enough door that where like horses or a cart could go in and out of.
So does this 12-foot stone wall fully encompass the villa? And are we looking through a gate to see those things on the back?
It does have the wall all the way around it. You're not looking through a gate. You just see the doors kind of out facing the street, as well as the large sliding door.
Okay, gotcha.
Looking around, like, are there any people still that seem to be paying a lot of attention to me? Or our group in general?
Make a perception check. As you're moving around the entire villa, we'll say this perception check was where you looking the entire time. As you were to the north on Horn Street, looking through the bars, you saw all of the natural, the landscaping and such to there. You did see three things in there. Inside there, you saw a older-looking man who had kind of one of these wide-brimmed hats on, looked like a gardener, with two mastiffs kind of following him around as he was walking across, looking at some of the flowers and such. As you moved around, you didn't notice anybody really watching you or paying any attention, aside from when your nimble right detector was going off. That drew some attention. But otherwise, you haven't seen anybody watching you.
I don't know about you all, but I'm feeling a little more of a direct approach.
Specifically what?
I want to at least go have a chat with them. I'm not saying we go start kicking in doors and killing everyone in sight, but we'll start talking. Every day that we don't do something is another day that stone's out there. And I can't say what we should do if we get it, but I don't want people like this who are going to kill a dozen people in the street to have access to that kind of money.
We need to do something about this nimble, right?
Yeah.
That's also on the priority list, and it's definitely here.
I mean, so are you thinking we just go up the gate and we're like, hey, we'd like to talk to so-and-so about the stone thing? Said very quietly.
We could even play it off like it's a business transaction, like we'll be willing to help them.
But just to clarify, we don't have that.
They do, but we have contacts that they don't.
We don't technically know that they have that either.
Yeah, we don't technically know that. I mean,
True.
I'm just, what would we have to offer them?
Tell them we'll offer them Raynar.
We could blackmail them. We know where their nimble right is that killed a bunch of people.
I think it'd be easy enough for them to move.
We can find it again. We can
Yeah.
sell them the world shit.
I also,
They want to protect their murderer on 11 counts, then they want this from us.
Or it wasn't the individual that we're looking for, and we go in there blaming them, and they basically reject everything we have to say. At this point, the only thing that we know is that they were working together, and we don't know that this person is coming back here. We know that the two that we had spoken to through death had confirmed to us that they knew the individual, but they lived here, not that the other individual was here.
What if we say we're just here for the Nimblewright?
That doesn't
Floxen
necessarily
lived here.
Lives
here.
No, that is not what they confirmed.
It's maybe implied, but not.
It's
I thought
implied
said-
but not confirmed. It was confirmed that they were working with Floxen, but they also, if you remember, the gnome said that both Xanathar and the Zentarum are following him. Two Zentarum agents are dead, one person's gone, and they're working together. There's no confirmation that... And Floxen didn't come this direction. He went the other way.
Well,
No, he came this direction. Floxen
When we
came
talked
this
to
direction.
Bashek and Wern, the question you asked was, what is the relationship between the Zents and the residents of Growlhund Manor? They said that Yala Growlhund is bankrolling the Black Network and that Erstal resided here. I thought.
Let me check.
God, can you confirm? Did we hear
Can you
that?
confirm that?
Did we hear that Erstal Floxel resided at the villa?
I copied and pasted, but hold on. Let me check my notes because I have it here too.
Do.
No. Orland and Yala are here.
Yeah, you learned that
Orland and Yala bankrolled the Black Network, and we learned that Basek and Wern were working with Floxen, and they resided at Garland Villa, which leads you to believe that they are part of the Black Network. But again, that doesn't confirm Erstal anywhere.
Erstal didn't murder anyone. He
Correct.
just stole something.
He just took something and escaped with his
Presumably.
life. Yeah, presumably. Guilty until proven
that's-
innocent here.
once again, you got the feeling that the two black cloak figures that had died in the alleyway that you spoke to, Bashek and Wern, were working with Erstal. And they said that Erstal resided at Grand Hole Villa.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
so
what
that's
wording.
that's what I misunderstood, was because I was taking that as they were working with Erstal, but they specifically, Basek and Wern, lived within Grelland.
Yeah, they worked for Erstal Floxen, and you can assume that just Erstal resided there or all three. Either
Okay.
one would be valid.
Okay.
What's the distance from the fence around the front of the house to the front door? 137 feet?
About 65 feet to the front doors. Inside,
Looking around the back, because we can be close to the back, are there any signs of, like, a struggle, anything, like, broken, blood on the ground, anything discarded or, like that about that looks not like normal, everyday, whatever?
as you're looking both the front and the back, you saw what appeared to be the gardener walking around with two mastiffs. Nothing seemed untoward. As you were looking to the front, you saw these large, once again, ornate iron gates, and through them you saw several large trees, as well as these two footpaths that lead to the brick mansion, as well as eastward down to what appeared to be like a coach house or something of that nature. From the south side, from the bottom, from Serdoon Street, once again, you see
We see the
a few
sliding
windows
door
and such, but
and the door
the
of the
sliding door, and then you see another door, the small door, it looks like an entrance, a back entrance, is once again a normal sized door, not one of the big sliding ones, and it's kind of off adjacent a little bit going into the mansion itself. But
there's
you don't
no,
see any
like,
struggle. Yeah,
no blood on the ground or anything like that. Okay.
Nope.
I don't know what to do.
Any sewer entrances nearby?
You could look around for one.
We could literally
Oh,
go
of
home
course
and do
they're
that.
entrance.
Once again, you all know that the sewers beneath Waterdeep are quite literally a maze. Not every villa, house, or mansion is going to have sewer access built into it. And even something as simple as going the, 1,000 feet or so from your tavern towards Grand Hill Villa, it could take you a day to get there just because of all the different winds and twists that might go through the passages. They don't follow the streets really or anything like that.
What's the plan?
I think if we're going to try just directly talking, I don't know if all of us should go in at the same time.
I don't think we should go in separate either.
Yeah. I just don't know of any reason why they'd give us the time of day to start with. Because we don't have anything they want. Unless they don't have the stone, and we can bluff that we do.
Do you know anything about this family?
I don't know. Do I know anything about this family?
We have Girl Scout cookies to sell them.
Off the top of your head, no, not really. You're able to tell clearly from their villa they are nobles. But that's about the end of what you would know.
Oh, so they're rich. Great. Never would have guessed that.
And I mean, if they're bankrolling the black network, I think it's pretty logical to assume they probably have a lot of. So they have the dog and the man outside. The dogs.
I've got a Zentarum outfit.
You could just look like a Zentarum too.
Or
Maybe we could bring our dogs here and become friends with their dogs.
Or we
Do their
could
dogs
just-
look friendly? The mastiffs? The two mastiffs with the gardener?
With a 6? Yeah. Yes, they did.
They looked really friendly, I guess. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, looking at them, you could give me an animal handling check and see if you can tell if they're friendly or not.
It might be a nature check. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is a Disney princess.
Love animals. They're the best.
Love animals. As you were looking at these two mastiffs, you saw that they moved carefully as they were walking next to him. You saw there were no leashes or anything that this gardener was toting along to have them follow him. They were moving, keeping their heads kind of down low, almost defensively. Their eyes shifting, ears perking up, listening to all the sounds around them from the streets and such. Didn't look like the most friendly dogs in the world.
Yeah, they're trained assassin dogs. I'm not bringing them near Cade.
Goes to go check for contacts that are looking for information. See if anyone has a lead for us.
I mean, what's the worst possible thing that could happen if we walk up, knock on their door, and say, we need to speak with line? What's the line?
Lady Growlhund? Or
Yala
Kill.
Growlhund.
There's a 50-50 chance I start fucking killing people.
Then we defend ourselves, and
punch you
they do
first.
so in the middle of
No,
daylight.
I start killing people.
Well, but that's so. There's a difference. If we walk up and we say, we would like to speak with Jarl and or Jarl or Yala.
Yala.
Someone's been
Yala.
playing giants.
Yes. Yala, if we say that we need to speak to her and they immediately want to throw fists, well, then they're doing so out in the open, and there's going to be other issues that they'll have to deal with besides just us. I don't think they're that daring to try to do something.
No, I
They killed 12 people in the street with a fireball.
In the middle of the early morning hours, by accident, and I don't even believe they were fully prepared for what they had done. I don't believe it to be an accident, but I do think that that mechanical being that they have following them around is certainly going to cause some problems.
I'm not against going in and trying to talk to them, but I don't think that just barging straight in and starting to punch people or attack them.
It's not a
Kai, Jot, I only heard half the words you guys say. I start walking towards the front door.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
yeah. I mean that's kind of what Kai
Wait,
was.
Kai,
thinking,
you
yeah.
absolutely don't want to go up?
No. How hesitant am I to go up?
Are you?
I'm absolutely
Yeah,
not
1B.
hesitant. No, I would
cool.
definitely go.
I start walking towards the front.
Yep.
For the sake of game progression, I start walking.
Yep. And
Okay,
Kai
follow
will
us.
accompany.
As you all start walking forward, a few of you kind of looking around. Oh, we're doing this. All right. You head to the front again, right? Or are you trying to?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
a normal
Just
person.
not
Okay.
going up to the front door knocking. Fuck it. Why not?
Okay. You see the front door in the distance, about 60 or so feet away, but your way is somewhat barred by two large ornate iron gates, as well as this 12-foot wall. As you kind of move up towards the gates, kind of looking through, you can tell the gates are clearly locked, not opening as you kind of touch and push against them.
I tried
as
to
you're
go
kind
up.
Oh fuck! I thought the gates were.
I've got
open.
proficiency.
Oh no, they were closed. That's why I was like, the gates were closed.
Well, when you said we could
Hey
see
there,
through
Logan.
them,
Welcome,
I
bud.
thought they were open.
Glad to
Like, I
have
thought
you.
the gates were open.
I mean, I could get through them, and then I'll just die to some dogs.
Can I try and pick the lock?
no, don't pick the lock.
I
We
thought
are
we were just
normal people.
knocking.
Can't
Why don't
we-
There's
we
a
knock?
gardener.
Can't we
He's
literally
on the
just
gate.
call out for somebody to come
I'll
over
knock
here?
on the gate.
How far away is the gardener?
Would you like any
Um,
thin mints?
And his
As
two.
you're-
and his two
As all of
masters.
you are standing there, kind of talking back and forth, and Riss is like, "Should I pick the lock?" You see this gardener is like looking up from a tree and kind of stands up, raising an eyebrow. And says, "What do you want?"
I look over at
Hello.
Biz.
Why are you loitering in front of the villa?
We need to speak with Lady Garland, please.
Lady Growland is not taking any visitors as of now. Go
Well,
away.
We would still like to speak with her. Can you please accommodate us?
Does anyone have suggestion?
No.
Could you just take a little note to her saying that if we give you our names that we wanted to speak with her, and then if she changes her mind.
Make a persuasion check.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's good.
With that, you see the gardener kind of thinking over, and he looks down at the dogs. You see the dogs are both lowering their heads, looking towards you, not growling,
Hi,
but
puppies.
looking at you. With that, the gardener shakes his head and says, "Fine. Give me a note or something, and I'll take it to her."
Okay. I reach, pull out a piece of, like, parchment. Oh, God.
Didn't expect this to work.
Kai's gonna whisper, "You've got this, Jot. It's fine."
Do we just put our real names down? Are we gonna do fake names? What are
No, we give them our real names. Why would we lie
We
to
are
you?
we are acquaintances of Erstal Floxen, and we wish to have a discussion with you.
Okay.
She either hates him and will want to talk with us,
Okay, sure.
or they're on each other's side and it's gonna go great.
There we go. Okay. I'll
Or
write
the
that
third
down.
option.
They just fireball us.
Yeah.
She tells us to pound sand. Yeah.
All right, I'll write that down, fold it up, and like stick my hand up to the gate. I'm not pushing my hand through the gate, just like holding it up for him.
As you're quickly writing this, you see the gardener moving forward and a very sour-looking expression on his face. You see his face is kind of pockmarked and ugly. But he moves forward, kind of waiting for a few moments as you write down this message and fold up the letter. You see him reach out and grab it, kind of snatching it away from you through the gate. He says, "I'll deliver it for you. Now, go away."
Hey, thank you.
We'll wait here.
As he's turning away, you see him kind of motioning for you to leave and everything. He turns around. You see him, like, not quite crumpling it up, but he just squeezes his hand and kind of just shoves it in his pocket. And you see him not heading towards the door. He heads back over to where he was working.
Damn it. Risk, no. Put it down. That man has done nothing but be rude, as far as we know.
Do we still have that little
need to just
birdie
calm
paper? Can we
down.
send her the note that way?
No, I think we...
We have one. We do have one. We had two.
Maybe he'll take it to her later.
With his sweat, is it going to be readable later?
We didn't really give the ink long to dry.
Well, we tried.
Throw a rock at the window?
We could.
I throw Seamus at the window.
How far away is the groundskeeper?
Seamus could actually just fly, so I don't need to
he's
throw.
not a thing anymore.
About everybody, give me
That's
perception checks.
Thank you, Logan. Very much
Um,
appreciated,
He's
my
about
friend.
35, 40 feet, kind of in the first clump of trees, through the gates and such.
I don't ever play D&D. I can't find my perception.
Hey,
I just
there we
like
go.
drew a complete blank. But how the fuck do I find?
All of you, as you're looking around, kind of looking at towards this groundskeeper, you turn around, and as thoughts are crossing your mind of what to do and such, you start once again looking around. You see there's hundreds of people walking through this street. There are carts going through. There are people everywhere moving back and forth. Nobody really paying too much attention to you. Most of them just kind of dodging and walking around you. But you all get the feeling that doing anything is going to be somewhat difficult without being seen.
How far away is he from me?
About 35 feet.
Excuse me, groundskeeper, sir. Excuse me.
With that, you see his back was turned towards you. He was kind of leaning over a patch of flowers. You see his form kind of slinking down again, and he looks up, turning his head over, looking at you. He says, "What?"
Sorry, what? I can't hear you. What?
With that, he stands up and he starts walking towards you. What do you want?
As soon as
to
he
be
walks 5 feet, I cast suggestion. I need him within 30 feet of me.
Nope. That's exactly
Wow.
what you were doing. I knew it.
Hey, what? What?
It worked. It worked.
All right.
Abigail played.
I don't know what he was doing.
DC 13. Wisdom
All right.
save. I don't know what his stats are.
I look forward to a natural 20 from him.
What are you suggesting him to do?
Excuse me, groundskeeper, sir. If you would please, I see you don't wish to deliver the note. If you'll unlock the door, please, and let us in, and then allow us to leave safely when we're done with our business with Lady Growlhound, that would be much appreciated.
With that, you see him
Unlock
kind
it
of.
and don't lock it behind us.
Okay.
Don't lock us in here, please.
As you're doing so, let me double check the spell real quick.
Okay, so it's not so simple that it's a single word action. So yeah, let us in,
Yeah,
and then let us leave when
yeah.
we're done. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just has to be reasonable. You can't tell them to flip
Since
their
you're
own
not since
throat.
you're not delivering the letter, we need to talk with her. Please let us in, and then let us leave when we're done.
Okay.
Mhm.
So as you do this, you see the man walking forward as you quickly start chanting under your breath.
And a
Your
little piece of
focus flowing.
little piece of fleece. I just kind of wave it in front of him and mutter a few words.
All right. Okay. So as you're doing that, you see him freeze for just a moment, and he tilts his head to the side, and you hear him grumbling. Damn visitors any time of the day, and walks forward. You see him moving forward, and he reaches up, turning a few knobs. You hear some clanks, and then starts yanking the two sides of the gate open. Says, "Go in."
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Really. I hate to bother you. You can get rid of the note if you'd like. We'll take care of it. Thank you so much.
As we walk by, Kai's gonna thank the individual and say, "Don't worry, it can always be worse. At least we are kind."
You just hear him grumbling, bothering me while I'm trying to do my work. I'm tired. Rabble,
I imagine him
rabble,
as
rabble,
groundskeeper Willie.
Right?
we should hire him when he undoubtedly gets fired.
Like,
Or
we feel
killed.
bad now for
He's
getting
probably
him
gonna
fired.
get
It's all right. We're gonna just hire you here,
Good
Trollskull
job,
Manor.
Liz, though. That was well done.
As you're moving closer to him and seeing him a lot closer and such, gosh darn it, I always forget your tokens. You do notice that this man, once again, not the poster child for good-looking men. Once again, pockmarked skin and such. You do see that he kind of shares a resemblance to Kai in the fact that he has bags under his eyes. It seems like he hasn't slept much recently, but is still going about his work and such. You see him moving off to the east a little bit away from you into another large area of this garden. You see the two dogs kind of eyeing you warily as you start walking in, but you see this groundskeeper kind of motioning them down, and they still watch you, but they're not moving towards you or anything like that. They're just keeping a very wary eye on this group of people that are moving in. You see the groundskeeper kind of pulling up a small hood to this coat that he's wearing, kind of grumbling. You hear him grumbling up at the sky, worrying about rain and such. But you start moving in, and let me change one thing real quick.
Your dogs look like quality breed. Good looking dogs.
They're
look
good-looking
like
mastiffs.
They look like the goodest dogs.
The best, the goodest, bestest.
All right. Gate is open behind you. All right. And as you move to a new map.
Oh no. Yeah.
Once again, around you, you see the estate is well tended. You see these large trees provide some shade here and there, kind of blocking your sight a little bit here and there. But you see these two paths, one leading up to this stone mansion up ahead of you, and the other path kind of leading over to this doorway and then heading down to this stable house that you recognize now clearly as you move in. What do you want to do?
Just heading for the door.
Yeah, go towards the front door. Wait. Yeah, front door.
Yeah, we'll go to the front door. So this.
Does it really look like it's gonna rain?
It's dark, cloudy skies. I mean, it doesn't necessarily look like it's raining now, but
it might.
It could start raining at any time. Yeah. It rained a lot the day before, off and on throughout the day. There's still remnants of a little bit of fog and such around, but not enough to be inconvenient.
I think we should knock on the door or let ourselves in.
Probably locked.
Is that the front door where Jot's at, or is it this other door down here?
This is the front door here. Down here.
Oh! Whoops, nope, never mind, sorry.
So get into that door.
Misunderstood.
Do we see any other servants? Any windows? Do we hear anything on the other side of the door?
You see a severe kind of lacking of windows on the first floor as you're looking around. You see these two double doors before you. Very nicely made. Fits the exterior of this nice mansion before you. But you don't see any servants moving around the area. You can't see inside to the mansion. You just see the groundskeeper as well as these two mastiffs behind you.
Riss is gonna elbow Kai and say, "Why is it the bad guys never have windows on the first floor? They always just kind of look creepily at the second floor window, you know."
Of course, it'd make it a little too easy for us to get in.
Risk, before we go in, can you promise to do your best to stay calm, please?
I promised I'll try my best.
Risk, you handle things the best you know how. I will take care of following us in and make sure that we're safe from behind.
Good cop, bad cop.
I just don't want you to just shoot someone. You kind of seem on edge.
I am a little bit on edge, and I recognize that. But if I was here alone, I'd probably go in, hand crossbows blazing.
Probably would have gotten past the front gate.
Probably, I'm pretty dexterous. I think I probably could have gotten up and over, but
And then gotten attacked by dogs.
The masters motivate you.
And
but that's
100
fine.
people in the street would have seen you.
Mm-hmm.
actually what I probably would have done is open the gates and just take coins in my pockets, but I handing out free gold.
Okay, so up to the door. I'm going to literally put my ear to it. Do I hear anything on the other side?
Make a perception check.
I'm gonna watch this individual back here. Is he watching us closely? Is he seeing Visnoth kind of lean in and put his ear to the door.
Okay. All right. So Kai, as you're kind of glancing back, you still see the mastiffs both watching you. Once again, not moving. They're kind of sitting down on their haunches, watching you. Every once in a while, you see this groundskeeper kind of glancing up at you and then shaking his head and then going back to his work as he starts digging in the ground, moving some plants around and such. Viz, as you're moving up and placing your ear on the door and listening.
Sounds like a duck.
That did sound like a duck. Is there a duck in there? Havoc, is that a duck?
I love a good duck.
Where's
Sounds
the
like a
bugbear?
duck. Is that a duck?
I like rearranged because
You
my horn kind
hear-
of bumped into the door. I need to get my ear flat against it.
You hear nothing initially as you're leaning against the door listening, and just as you're kind of shaking your head and thinking you're not going to hear anything, you hear the clear sound of metal on metal, followed by a somewhat muffled and distant grunt of pain.
I opened the door.
That sounds super pleasant. It's fine.
Okay.
This is fine.
As you open these double doors,
I try and open the door.
yeah, it's unlocked. You're able to open the door.
Here we go.
As Viz kind of looks around at everybody and then just moves
it's
forward.
Viznath.
Viznath, sorry. It's Viz for
Viznath.
short.
Yeah, it's Fish for short. I don't know why the
I am
confusion
correct.
here is.
I don't know. I'm confused, yeah. As you see Viznath turning around, looking at everybody, kind of a wide expression on his face, he just throws the door open. You're like, holy shit, we're going inside, apparently. As you open these doors,
Oh shit. Oh
you
shit.
see
Not again.
the
Oh,
floor
shit.
is strewn with bodies.
Yes.
Standing above these bodies, you see two men holding bloody maces
Oh.
in their hands.
Are those city
The
watch?
sound, they're guard. You see these the bodies on the ground are guards. You noticed the colors kind of draped here and there around this villa are gold and purple, obviously representing the Gralhun family colors. You see all of these guards are wearing livery of the same colors.
Okay.
That are laying on the floor now dead. As you open the door, what Viz had initially heard the clanking of metal and a groaning, or clearly the sound of fighting coming from the top of a staircase over to the west. You see above two iron chandeliers hang from dark mahogany ceiling above a long dining table carved from red larchwood. You see chairs surrounding the table with a particular tall and elaborate chair at each end. Around the room, you see lining the wood panel walls are tapestries and locked wooden cabinets that contain fine dishes, silverwares, and candlesticks. Off to the west, you see off to the east, sorry.
Yeah.
You see a
it's gonna
black
be
marble
fantastic.
fireplace. It's a somewhat ornate-looking frame framing a portrait. It looks like a family portrait. You see a man and a woman, 3 kids, and a somewhat majestic-looking dog with white fur that just looks nothing like the mastiffs outside. But as you do so, opening this door, not being quiet about it or anything, you see the 2 men immediately looking towards you, and as they look at you, a bit of surprise on their face, their brows furrow and say, "You're not supposed to be here."
I'm gonna point.
Everyone roll for initiative.
I'm gonna point forward towards Risk and say, "Looks like somebody stole your idea, my friend."
Looks so.
What do the 2 men look like?
Fuck! I've got a +3 to initiative and I roll a fucking 6.
You see the
Hey,
2
I didn't roll
men
Awful.
are wearing, they're clad in black
Could be
leather
worse.
armor,
Let's bring this over here.
covering their bodies for the most part.
Here we go.
Um,
How's that?
Do they
That's
look
good, right, chat?
injured, or do they look like they've just been able to just slaughter all these people?
they do not appear injured.
It's,
no.
Do they look
It's
like
combat
Zentara?
time.
Do they
Let's-
look like
let's
they've
change
they,
us
like
some
you said
music.
that they have bloody swords? Did you say that?
They have 2 large maces covered in blood.
Maces. Okay.
Okay.
Do they have like skulls over them? Like, are they, what's their health bar? Jesus,
I don't
What's
know.
their health bar look like?
yeah.
Do they look like? Do they have their faces covered? Do they look
Nope.
human?
They
look
appear to be
Zentarum?
2 humans. They're wearing black armor. I mean, can't see their arms or their necks or their wrists or legs or anything like that. They have this large kind of not bulbous, but rippling leather armor across them. And as this happens,
Can I use a reaction to shot something?
The dead people, what do they seem to be wearing?
They were all wearing the livery of the house.
The purple and gold.
Yep.
Yeah.
Purple and gold.
Do they look
they
like
were
we
wearing-
need more alcohol to fight them?
yeah, you see colors covering
Yeah.
like chain shirts or hanging off of some of their bodies and such.
Before we get into combat and we roll all of these nat 20s against you, can we get another drink?
I think a drink would be a good idea starting right now because I need some alcohol. 'Cause I thought y'all were going to take your time getting here.
Oh no,
thought
fuck
we
that
were
shit.
due.
No, we are going
Alright.
in guns blazing, man.
All right, so let's take our 5-minute break real quick, and we will come back and see what Grelhund Villa has in store for you.
Alrighty.
All right, so you heard the man. 5 minutes. When we get back, we will explore and see what exactly lies ahead within the villa. So don't go anywhere. So we're gonna come back now. Everybody is ready, back in place, ready to go. Thank you for being here. It's time to get back into this exciting what will be combat. So I'm sure this is going to be very, very interesting for all of us.
Stay in a Visnoth form forever.
All right,
now.
we're back.
Hi.
Alrighty.
Hi.
So, once again, this ornate room before you, unfortunately soured by the presence of bodies and two men holding heavy maces in their hands who do not look friendly and look like they are about to attack you.
Need to fix this. Gotta repeat.
Jot, it is your turn first.
So, the question that I had that I decided to wait until everyone was back. In terms of appearance of these men, is there any sort of similarity with the guy outside? Like he wasn't wearing black armor or anything like that. Nothing.
No.
Okay.
He was wearing like brown clothing or brown reddish clothing with a hood on it.
Okay. All right. On the closest one, I will cast actually no, I'll be like, we don't have to fight. We're just here to talk. And then I'll cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter at him.
We're
The
not
one
gonna
closest to
fight. Laugh, please.
It's a funny joke. We don't have to fight. Wisdom save.
What's your DC?
It is 13. Very high.
All right. 17.
Okay.
Having DC my message in.
Player before
Do I-
NPC, I believe.
Well, I
What?
think it's based on Dex modifier.
Not,
actually-
no,
no,
it's player
technically no. A lot of
versus
times that's used,
player
but-
before NPC. If you're,
Yeah.
it's only Dex mod against other players.
Gotcha.
I'm going to back up. And
All right.
if I turn and look towards the groundskeeper, is he
Oh, we'll
doing anything?
bring the
running
music
towards
down
us?
here because Havoc's got music going.
Hasn't seemed to notice. His head's back down. He's down to working.
Okay, cool. That's my turn.
All right. Make a perception check as we move on. All right, Kai.
Yeah, Kai's not gonna play around with this. This is a problem. This is a very bad problem, and he's going to get here. So close and yet so far away. I look in. What are these individuals holding?
Large maces. They have heavy crossbows on their backs.
Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. It's not exactly what I wanted to hear. I'm going to cast Grasping Darkness on the one directly in front of me. 13 to hit.
Okay. 13 hits.
Excellent. And it deals 4 necrotic damage. And the next attack against it has advantage? Yes.
Oh, the 4 ones.
I know.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Super bad roll.
All right. So next attack will have advantage. I'll go ahead and mark that with the heart symbol. Sure.
And
All right.
to finish my turn, just going to go ahead and pull out the shield. And that'll be it.
Okay. All right. So Kai, moving forward, raises his hand up, sending these tendrils of dark necrotic energy around this man. You see him kind of shrugging him off as best he can as he takes a little bit of damage, but you see the tendril still marking him and still glowing off of him, making him very easy to spot in a crowd. Viz.
Oh, we're not supposed
Bisnoth.
to be here? That's funny. You're supposed to be dead. And I cast Vicious Mockery on the one in the back.
One in the back. Okay. Wisdom save. Okay. A solid 8.
A whole 8.
Nice.
So I have
Also
disadvantage on his
taking
naked
full.
attack roll. He takes 4 points of psychic. And then as a bonus action, I would like to take a look over at Risk and just kind of like place my hand on him. Be like, Risk, you only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow it. The opportunity only comes once in a lifetime. And you're inspired for 10 minutes.
All right.
Don't miss your chance to blow it.
And then I'm going to take 2 steps to the left out of the doorway.
Okay. All right. So Viz able to cause this other one to frown in pain, breaking his concentration as he shakes his head. Definitely affected by that vicious mockery spell.
Yes,
You
everything
seem that
needs to
things
hurt.
are getting started and definitely need to be taken care of as of now. Your turn.
All right. Risk is going to step around the corner and instantly is going to take a shot with his hand crossbow at the one oh hold on, I need to read something real quick. Okay, hold on. I take that back. I'm going to step around the corner, and that was 5. And move up this guy. He's going to take a swing with his short sword.
21.
With advantage, 21 will hit.
And that is a disarming strike. That's
Okay.
wait, do I have that? I don't have that. So what is that? A 1? My superiority die is a 1d8.
8. Should be a 1d8.
So he has to make a strength saving throw, and that is a DC 13.
20 on his strength save.
Okay. And not leaving his range of attack, I'm going to take a hand crossbow shot at the guy down here.
Okay.
Just
18 will also hit.
and that one is going to also be a disarming strike.
The other one took 5 from your superiority die, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So 11 on the first guy, 7 on this guy. He has to make a DC 13 strength check.
15.
Well, they both succeed. Being low level sucks. That is the end of my turn.
All right, Risk, feeling inspired, moves forward, immediately slashing at this first man before him, sliding through his armor, able to cut into, dealing some solid damage, trying to twist his blade in such a way that he catches the mace, but unfortunately his blade just bounces off. He moves forward, sliding around him, raising up the hand crossbow with his offhand, firing a crossbow bolt down, hitting the other man, trying to hit him in the arm. You see him kind of wavering a bit, trying to keep grip of it, but you see him just clinching hard onto the mace and still holding it. The one in the back is going to rush forward. And he is going to bring his mace up towards Risk, swinging it twice.
Disadvantage on the first one.
First one will be a 9. Second one will be a natural 20.
Ooh.
This?
We changed our natural 20 roll, as y'all recall.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me bring up the list here.
What is the damage so I can...
It will be 10 damage.
Okay.
Just from a
So-
straight roll.
We normally have
83.
a max damage roll here.
I don't know what
but
this
we
does.
are now changing it, and we're going to see
Okay.
what the results are.
All
we'll
right.
do a die
So
roll
as
to
he
see
runs
what it
forward,
is.
swinging the first time, you're able to sidestep away from it as the mace somewhat slowly swings through the air, but then with great speed, you're unable to dodge the second attack as it slams into your side. He hits you with so much force, you stagger to the side, looking down at your arm, just tingling at this point, surprised at all of the force behind it. You will be surprised until your next turn.
Ooh.
The end of your next turn.
Ooh. That's rough.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's rough.
Do not take reactions until your next turn. We'll do that. Okay. The second one, looking forward, decides to charge Kai, who attacked him, is going to swing his mace twice. 6 on the first one.
Misses.
17 on the second one.
Matches, so yes, it hits.
All right, so as it crosses across your chest, slamming into you, take a staggering step back as you take 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Talia.
I'm going to rage because these MFers messed with my morning.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move up. And stand on top of the dead body.
Okay.
And take a swing at that one and stab it with my trident.
A 15 will hit.
That's 6
Uh,
plus 2 damage
2
for rage.
plus, yeah, so 8.
Yeah, plus that. Okay,
Mhm.
so 8. All right. Okay.
And I'm just gonna be like, nice to meet ya.
All
Also-
right.
And that's all.
Also, Havoc, don't forget about life sins as well.
What was the proc on that? I always forget.
10
Near
HP. Oh, near death. Okay.
Death.
I don't know what you want. That's up to you to decide what's considered near death.
I'll probably do like quarter HP or so.
Okay.
Ish. So let me do some quick maths in my head real quick. uh,
A quarter of 100 is 25.
thank you. I appreciate that insight.
Appreciate that.
That's right.
All right, and disadvantage on Viz for the rest of this fight. As this, you see Talia moving forward. You see a bit of a grin on her face as she finally gets to get into combat again. Moving forward with the trident held in both her hands, she immediately moves up next to Kai and Risk, stabbing through the both of them, able to impale this guy in the belly, ripping the trident back out of him, saying it's nice to meet him. He groans in pain as it's ripped away, kind of leaning over, doubling over a bit from this damage. He's still standing, though. All right, back to Jot.
Okay. We're just gonna try the same thing again. The Tasha's hideous laughter on. What's the skull on this guy?
That is his. Oh, he had
Yeah,
disadvantage.
disadvantage
Yeah,
on his
Oh,
attack,
okay.
so it's
it's
gone
not
down.
making
Yeah.
current.
Yep.
That was
Okay.
vicious mockery.
Okay.
He's over there.
Thanks, Cal.
I tried to be helpful, all right?
I just want to make sure I wasn't standing on someone's token, but
Oh yeah, I dipped outside. I'm super squishy.
yeah, thank you, Forge.
I'll move up 15 and cast Vicious Mockery on that one.
You know,
Okay.
vicious mockery.
Mm-hmm. What do you?
You
Oh no, sorry, not Vicious Mockery. Hideous Laughter. I'm sorry.
It's like, oh my god,
Yeah, no,
you're
no.
a bard. I thought you were a wizard.
I changed classes. Surprise.
Hype, you're a bard
All right.
too.
13 DC, right?
Yep.
Okay, rolled a 16.
Okay. And then I'll back up again and do the whole like look behind us some more.
Okay.
You want another perception check?
If you're looking at this, no, you already know what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
As this battle is raging on, starting to make a little bit of noise with the men and your, yells of pain and such, you start to see the groundskeeper kind of looking down, kind of looks over towards Jot, kind of moving backwards, glancing back at him, and tilts his head to the side. But yeah, he
Everything's
looks
fine.
forward. He looks forward and sees Jot, and Jot just kind of looking at him and shakes his head and starts digging in the ground again.
Get in here so we can
Yeah.
close the fucking door.
You all, at this point with the new round starting, you all realize that the gate is still open, this door is still open, the sounds of your combat is definitely going to start leaking out of this house and out, not towards just the groundskeeper, but the street beyond, where all the commoners and other people are moving around. Might start drawing attention.
Yeah, we need cannon fodder. Squishy's gonna take the hits for us.
All right,
No.
Kai.
As much as Kai
Close
would
the
like,
door.
as much as Kai would like to make an undead army, that is a terrible idea. Kai is going to reach forward, pointing at both of the individuals, and cast. Oh no! What is it broken? It's broken. Hold on. Does this work?
Waiting.
Oh
with
no!
bated breath.
I'm trying to cast Toll the Dead. It's broken.
Okay. That's a wisdom save.
Yeah, hold on. Wisdom save, and it's 13.
Damage, so they get the.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out why it's broken though.
Because roll 20.
And it was just working too, because I had to enter it in manually. Let's put this in here. Did that work?
That works.
That worked.
Okay. DC 13, they both rolled 13s.
Awesome. Cool. So neither of them take damage. That's fun.
This is fine.
And bonus action. I'm actually going to cast... oh, no, I can't do that. Yeah, I can, because that was a cantrip. I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Yeah.
And that'll be my turn.
Alrighty, so as Kai motions forward, this bell kind of tolling in the distance, making a little bit of noise, but not as much as some other spells might do. You see both the men kind of frowning towards the bell, but not really being affected by that. Kai, seeing the spell fail to take effect, immediately waves his arm across him as he gives him a shield of his own faith across him. Viz.
I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery on the one in the back. I'm going to look at him after he stuns Risk in the side. And be like, I bet you can't hit me that hard, you big pussy.
All right. Getting aggressive on it. All right. I like it.
Talia's
1 point of
aroused.
psychic damage.
With a whole 1 psychic, too.
Fail
Well,
your
you
wisdom
think-
save.
Roll to 12.
Oh,
Perfect.
man.
Well, see, the problem is I have DM-induced disadvantage on all my attack rolls, so I can't actually attack him until my Nega DM inspiration goes away.
Wish they fail my wisdom saves, damn it.
Right?
Those are all straight rolls, too.
I know. Like, damn. That one's so
And
good.
then I'm going to move over here, and end my turn.
All right. So once again, insulting this guy, you see the psychic energy definitely taking effect as he kind of falters in his stance. Still standing. Not looking quite as beat up as the first one, though.
Come and hit me, bitch.
All right, Risk.
So the one that's directly to my east, I'm going to swing my short sword at. And that, what's that inspiration die?
D6.
Yeah, does an 11?
Which one are you targeting?
The
the
one
south?
to my south.
11 hits.
Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. 11 hits. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. And then
As
I'm
he
going,
screams.
and going to take a... Which one is right now looking more fucked up?
The one to your east looks slightly more injured.
And then I'm going to take a
Both of
hand
them starting to look pretty rough.
I'm going to take a hand crossbow shot at him.
Okay. Not at disadvantage because of...
Crossbow expert,
Crossbow
but even
expert.
if so, it's 23 and 21.
All right, yeah, that hits. Life sense goes off for Kai. He's still standing though.
Thank you.
All right, that is the end of my turn.
All right, a hit from the short sword.
I'm sorry, are we doing flanking in this game?
Direct
I
line.
think we are.
Has
Yeah,
to be
so
direct
Y'all
line.
should really be flanking
Well,
them.
Can I step? Because I'm not leaving either of the threat ranges. Can I take my movement, go right down here?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you'd be flanking the one
Okay.
between you and Kai then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are doing flanking, even though combat rarely happens. All right, so Riss swinging the short sword. You see it kind of faltering, turned almost to the flat edge, but at the last second he remembers Viz's words, inspiring him to this one opportunity, this one shot, not to blow it. And with that, he quickly rights the blade, swinging through, cutting through this guy, doing a good chunk of damage to him as he's starting to look pretty beat up, along with his comrade, as you walk up right behind him, and as you squeeze the trigger on your hand crossbow, the bolt sinks directly into his back. He looks very beat up, but both of them are still standing. The one to Riss left is going to immediately turn towards him and swing twice. 14 and 18.
14 misses, the 18 hits.
All right, so it's the second blow. First blow, as he's remembering Viz's words in his head, just falters ever so slightly, missing you. Unfortunately, the second one will connect, dealing 4 bludgeoning damage as it hits you.
Okay.
The one up here... Man, he's getting wailed on all sides. He's going to turn towards Kai, still just trying to take out one target at a time, swing twice. Okay. 22 and a 15.
22 hits.
22 hits, okay. So as he catches you with the first blow, staggering you backwards, you use the momentum of your stagger backwards to dodge the second one, but you do take 7 bludgeoning damage from that first attack. Talia,
I'm gonna.
you are not surprised anymore, Risk. Okay. Ooh, 9 is going to miss, unfortunately.
But aren't I flanking?
Not for her.
Yeah, it's gotta
Flanking
be
for her would be here.
Direct
in the corner.
sides. Yeah.
It's straight line only, so
Could she have shared Kai's space temporarily?
She could have moved over to Kai, yeah, if she wants to do that.
Only 11. But...
Does an 11 hit?
11 hit for me.
11 will hit if you want to do that, Talia.
Can I like lunge into his space and jam up with a trident?
Bump him,
Hit-
like
hit
shoulder
check
check him
him?
a little bit.
shoulder
I said
check.
the whole flanking rule, like I said, you take the opportunity to get a tactical advantage. So you could see that he's like looking back behind him with a crossbow bolt sticking out of his back, and you can look that he's turning his head away and kind of lunge forward over in front of Kai, stabbing forward, saying, "No, mine," and stab forward.
Nice.
If you want to. Like I said, nobody's going to tell you how to play your character,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I want to do that. I didn't know if I can get in his space or not, or if he was
Yeah.
swole.
as long as you, yeah.
You
As long
just
as you don't
can't end
injure-
your turn there.
Yeah. All right, so leaning in, getting advantage on this attack because Risk is flanking. An 11 will hit, unlike the 9, dealing a solid 10 piercing.
2, 12.
Or 12, yeah, 12. Piercing damage, right, for the trident, if I remember correctly?
Should be.
Yeah,
I think-
should be.
Okay.
Dead.
Yeah, so yeah,
And
Talia
now
moving forward.
goodbye.
Talia, seeing the opportunity to attack with Risk flanking, moves forward, running, kind of a few feet forward and then jabbing forward with a trident. Sinks it much deeper inside of him this time, running the trident's 3 points straight into his stomach and then yanking them back out. You see the man bowing over once again, this time in great pain, as he falls to his knees and then slumps over to the side, dead. Anything else, Talia?
I'm just gonna glare at his friend. You're next.
All right. Jot.
Yep. Can I lead? Because I'm actually gonna head straight in. Can I glance beside me before I do anything else?
Sure.
Just see if anyone's come up to the gate or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Okay.
As you glance around you one more time before taking off forward, you glance back at the groundskeeper. He still seems to be leaned over, still not paying attention, not recognizing what is happening at all, since he keeps rolling below a 5 on his intelligence checks.
Oh, no.
3 times in a row.
Oh, bless him.
What's that noise? Man.
It's fine. It's 5 fucking kids and their weather.
He forgot to turn his hearing aid back on.
I mean,
You look back behind
presumably,
you.
those 2 dudes also murdered all those guards inside, and he didn't really notice. So, detail.
You glance back behind you towards the gates once again. You do see people still milling around. Nobody's stopped and seems to be looking in towards you, though. You haven't made that much noise inside. It's been kind of a quick battle of melee and quiet spells going on. So,
Okay. I'm gonna run forward. Get inside quick before we draw attention. And then go to here. And I'm going to cast Sleep. Let me see where I can put it.
I want to.
we'll just assume you can put it somewhere,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna
that's not
put it
hit
to
him.
where I try to only get that guy, basically.
Okay.
And it's 5.
Holy
Should have
shit.
cast it on the both of them. Damn, that's good damage for that.
Wow. Rough. That's rough.
Jot really doesn't like us killing people.
That's rough.
Well,
I'm on the
just
wrong
wanna-
tab here.
What the fuck's going on?
Gerald Forsall, thank you so much for the host. Very much appreciated, my friend, and
Yep.
welcome all new
He
visitors.
slumps to
Happy
the
to have you
ground as
here.
the spell takes effect. His eyes growing heavy and kind of looks around, still holding the mace, but then he drops it, slumps over, and with a heavy thud, lands on the ground. You stare at him for a few moments, still the adrenaline pumping through you from the battle.
It's going well, man. Just got into
just hear him
combat.
snoring.
Everything's going well.
Okay.
So
Quick,
thank
everyone
you
come inside.
very much
Don't
for the
hit him,
host.
Don't hit him.
Much appreciated.
We can figure out what's going on, okay?
Okay. All right.
Are we out of combat?
Nope.
Okay.
All right. That in your turn, Jet?
It does. That was all my movement, so.
All right. Kai.
Guy wants to kill him.
You guys do what you want. That's just what Dot is suggesting, that we want information. But he's unconscious.
Okay, so here's what I want to do.
Okay.
Kai's going to move to here. He's going to take his quarterstaff and non-lethally, I want to drop him to 0 HP. At advantage because flanking.
And because he's
prone.
unconscious.
And because he's prone and
Well, so
unconscious.
it's auto crit. It's an auto
Yep.
crit if he's unconscious.
Yep. So I want to knock him to 0 HP.
Roll a d100.
We won't do that since it's a non-lethal strike. Because otherwise you might just kill him.
That's pretty much it. I will, however, I would like to use my Channel Divinity if I drop him to 0 HP.
Okay.
That
See
might
if you
actually-
drop him to...
Yeah, that would probably kill him, because you're draining his life force, basically.
Only says it if you reduce it to
Not
0
non-lethal is you
HP.
reduce him to 1. Non-lethal damage means you reduce him to
Yeah.
1.
Unconscious is 0.
Yeah, but if you do non-lethal damage, you're knocking him to 1, I thought. I don't know.
Let me pull up my rolling reel.
none of my players deal non-lethal damage. They kill on
Kill
sight,
the fuck out of it.
yeah.
and then
So-
extra kill it.
When an attacker reduces a creature to 0 hit points with a melee attack, the attacker can knock the creature out. The attacker can make the choice the instant the damage is dealt. So you can drop him to 0, make him unconscious. I'll allow you to borrow vigor, basically taking the life force that you're stealing him with the attack, taking that life force away
Okay.
instead of his remaining. So, but first and foremost, go ahead and roll damage just to see if you can get
Okay.
him to 0.
5
And go ahead and
bludgeoning?
roll one more time because it's roll 1d6 one more time because auto crit.
Auto crit.
Oh, right. 6.
11.
All right. So he had 11 HP.
So he's not
He's
knocked out.
dropped to 0.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, auto.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's unconscious.
right.
Drop him exactly to 0.
Okay.
All right, so Kai, standing over this body, seeing Jot put him to sleep, moves forward, wanting to kill him, but restrains himself as he raises his quarterstaff, kind of bringing it down at an angle to get a solid blow to the back of his neck. And as he does so, you see his eyes open very briefly and then close again as he slumps back down. Still breathing, but obviously unconscious.
And then what's the hit points on the hit die?
Gain tipper into one of the creature's hit die.
Is it an 8?
Yes, an 8.
An 8. Okay. And after landing the shot and kind of reaching out, doing this, immediately motion for Viz to come in and kind of look back at Jot and say, I'm sorry, I needed to recover some from what happened earlier.
You kill him?
No, he's just unconscious.
Oh, that's fine.
As I walk in, looking at him strike the unconscious person back ahead, be like, wow, even I think that's fucked up. So, God, when we walked in here, you mentioned that I heard through the door metal on metal on the west stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Are these the west stairs that I can see? Or
As you're all moving in and the tide of battle is beginning to conclude with this current fight, you all start to be able to pay attention to your surroundings. You look around this room, once again, very ornate, kind of common meeting room. Kind of taking a moment to collect yourselves, looking down at the unconscious man and the dead one as well, both wearing this clad in black leather armor. You once again start hearing groans of pain and metal on metal hits coming from up these stairs.
So we're still in combat?
Did we close the door?
Yeah, I closed the door behind me.
No, you're out of combat.
Okay. Can I inspect the dead ones? Like
Jot,
neck and
there's
arm?
people are being hurt upstairs. We need to go.
Quick glance. I want to see if they have Zet tattoos.
Okay, make a no investigation check needed. As you reach down, as Viz is saying, kind of pointing towards the stairs, and you one second, put down, start rolling up the sleeves and everything. You see a black snake tattooed on his right arm.
As we begin to turn, I imagine, Risk, are you heading almost immediately up towards the stairs?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. As Risk comes right up beside Kai, Kai's going to kind of place his hand on his back and say, I'm right behind you. And as he does, is actually going to cast Cure Wounds on him to top him off.
Healing. Appreciate
Healing spells from our cleric?
Wait, are you using the spell
What?
scroll?
Don't tell anybody.
Oh my
He is not.
god!
He did
That's
not
okay.
use the spell
It's
scroll.
because of his blood ritual, man.
I'm no longer going to cast Cure Wounds on Risk.
All right. Everybody preparing to head up the stairs?
Yes.
People are dying, Havoc. It's not okay.
People are dying. We're
No,
taking
you-
care of this now.
No!
The mechanics for unconscious.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, we should tie that guy up.
Is he unconscious for an hour? Less than that?
Or one of these 3 doors we see look like a closet door. Let's tie him up and just huck him in there.
You see 4 doors in this room, one directly to the east up here. You see another 2 over to the west leading to other rooms. And you see one around the fireplace down to the southeast. Once again, this somewhat battle, you hear more and more men and clashing of metal upon metal coming from up the stairs. As far as unconscious, he will be unconscious for a little bit. I don't know exactly how long, but he'll be unconscious for a little bit, probably an hour.
Okay. That was my understanding was it was typically an hour. Okay. If he's unconscious, but we could also just tie him up real quick. Just
Risk is running up the stairs. His blood's going. Sorry, Jot. I didn't mean to come in and start killing people, but...
All right, what's your marching order up the stairs going to be? I think it's going to be Risk and Viz first, regardless.
Kai's going to bring up the back.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be right in front of Kai then. And then
I'll be the sandwich filling in the middle.
So something like that.
Sure, that's good.
Sorry, dead guard. Move your desecrated corpse. All right. You start running up these stairs. Wait for Steve to get his headphones back on.
Did we tie him up?
Nope,
he's
we're
just
going.
gonna be unconscious for an hour, so fuck it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, sounds good.
I mean, if there are more upstairs and there's more fighting, we're going to eventually have a person that we can kind of question. So,
All right. So as you head upstairs,
Who's our friend and who's not?
you see a lot is happening in this elegant foyer before you as you round the corner coming up these stairs. You see several men, 3 of them dressed very similarly to the men you just fought. 3 of them wearing this black leather armor. They are facing off against several guards wearing this gold and purple livery of the Grauhund family. You see around the floor is strewn with more dead bodies. There are 6 guards and 2 of the black leather Zentarum that you now recognize as Zentarum laying on the floor as well. You see the doors behind these guards are flung halfway open. And as you start rounding the corner, moving up next to them, you see that the guards have kind of noticed you but aren't really looking. They're looking towards the fight before them. The 3 guys behind them, or in front of you rather, the 3 Zentarum, have not noticed you at all. You hear a lady's voice sounding over the battle, coming from the room through these double doors off in the distance. As it cries out, you hear this lady's voice crying out, "The city watch is on their way. You best leave now." What do you want to do?
I'd like to hit
Back
one
down
of
the
the
stairs.
Zentarums in the back of the head with my quarterstaff.
we want to attack the intruders.
I want to go after.
Okay.
I want to go.
Right?
The people that
Right?
look like the people downstairs.
Yeah, the
I want
guys
to
that were just fighting us, we want to fight them.
I don't want
Not
to fight
the
any of them. I want to run into the room and try and get the stone, and get the fuck
Do you
out.
see the stone?
No, but
Do
I
we-
want to go
do we
talk
see
to
the
them.
nimble right? The hallway I see looks blocked by 3 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be giving up a lot of opportunity attacks.
Everybody go ahead and roll for initiative again.
Okay.
Did we just lose a shot at a surprise round?
No, you will get a surprise round. I'm trying to remember what round we left off on. I think it was 3.
Oh. I got
Which-
super excited because I thought I rolled a 22 on the
Yeah,
initiative,
Jot
and mine
started the 3rd round
Yeah.
and basically ended it.
Okay.
Holy crap!
So
all
about-
the 12s.
About 18 seconds have passed since the fight down there, running up the stairs, getting back up here.
Wait, why did you roll a second time?
Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot to click my token just to get on there. I was gonna have
Oh,
that
you
fix
only
up when you guys stopped
Sad
talking. I was
face.
like, shit, did I not
Never
click my
mind,
token?
it's
We moved
fine.
maps. Stuff.
Alright, let's just go ahead and roll for all these guys.
Then Kai will move to the bottom of the roll order here. For the 12s. Ahead of the NPCs, of course.
Okay. So you're down there now. Any more matching? No. Okay.
Well, wait. Which
Alright.
roll does Talia actually have? The 21 or the 12?
And,
That was my first roll.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
always take the first roll.
Jot should be above Talia because higher dex.
Oh, really?
You got a +2 where she has a +1.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. So as you move forward, seeing all of this fight between the guards and the Zentarum happening before you, you see that the Zentarum have not noticed you. The guards have noticed you in passing and are kind of looking at you strangely, not sure if you were a friend or foe. Risk, all of you will have a surprise round at this point. So, Risk, what do you want to do?
Risk is going to move down and take a. Which group looks more fucked up?
You clearly see that the Zentarum are on the losing side of this fight. All 3 of them look wounded already.
Wait, which ones are the Zentarum?
The ones on
These
the left.
3 in the back.
Yeah.
They're trying to move forward through these guards and are meeting heavy resistance.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a swipe at the one in front of me.
Okay.
Wait,
Is this flanking?
Did I?
Because he's engaged with someone on the other side.
And they're surprised.
Or surprised? Is that advantage?
You're attacking the Zentarum. You're not attacking
Whoa,
the guards.
Wait. Which
So
should we
that's.
decide to do?
I think that's what I'm a bit more curious about, is because these are Zentarum, where the ones on the right are just the guards of the family, but I thought they were working together.
There's two factions of Zentarum. At least I don't.
It's crazy. Who knows what's happening?
Super
They're fighting each
crazy.
other though, and you need to
And
figure
gotta
out what you're
figure
gonna
out
do.
doing.
So what are you doing?
Is this okay? Oh, can you explain? Is this like a railing, or is that
Yeah, it's like walls going up
Yeah,
a
it's
stairwell.
walls.
okay? But it still goes up to the ceiling.
Yes.
I'm going to. Shit.
It's fun going first, isn't it, man?
And now
They're all
suddenly-
pretty engaged with each other, right?
Yeah, the guys in black clothing, leather armor haven't noticed you.
And suddenly,
Very
I am
intent on this
actually
fight. happy
that I'm at the bottom of the turn order. So this is fine.
Fuck. Which group do we go after?
It's your choice. It's your turn.
Do I recognize any of the Zentarum?
Not people you know, no.
Because with my I have with the urban bounty hunter background, I have connections within an organization.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recognize a single one of them.
Nope. Never met these men before in your life.
That's such a
They're
big
at-
organization.
They're attacking the guards of this estate. That
I'm
is the information you know.
holding my attack action for something to be hostile towards me.
All right.
I just don't. No, what is the group? What are the other? Like, what are the rest of you doing? Are we attacking the guards of the Zents?
I will show you when it's my turn.
I don't know.
He's just gonna fireball all of them and just be like, everyone's bad.
Is it my turn?
Risk waiting, looking at the chaos of this battle, not sure who's friend or foe, sees these black armored individuals before him fighting the guards here, but not sure who to
Can I just-
attack.
Yeah, can I just take my attack on the Zentarum that's right next to me?
Okay. Go ahead and do so.
Okay. Yeah. I'll use the roll that's already in chat.
Okay. Since you were attacking the Zentarum and treating the guards as friendly, you will be flanking and get a 21 to hit. That will hit,
Okay.
doing 4 piercing damage.
And then hand crossbow at the one to the right below.
Okay. Okay, another hit.
All right, that's the end of my turn.
All right, Viz.
Okay, well, I also have advantage when I two-hand quarterstaff this guy in the back of the fucking head.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, you will.
Yeah!
Oh.
Let me open the table again. Go ahead and roll that D100.
And it rolled max damage already.
42. All right. You were able to maneuver towards your opponent while attacking and harass them. After you attack, you can choose to automatically succeed in grappling your opponent if you have a free hand, or shoving your opponent if both your hands are in use.
Yeah, I want to shove him into the dude that Risk just stabbed.
Okay.
So I want to hit him with a quarterstaff and shove him into there.
All right. Okay, we'll do this. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to go back down the stairs.
Okay. So as Viz moves forward, you see him just looking at the contemplation on Risk's face and shaking his head and just says, "Black cloak guy's bad." Swings his quarterstaff through the air, clocking this guy right in the side of the head, and he quickly just takes his quarterstaff, shoving him into the other one. You see both these guys clanging off of each other, kind of stumbling around. They'll both have disadvantage on their next attack rolls from being shoved around and such.
It's like vicious mockery, but with a stick.
But with a stick. Jot.
Vicious mockery with a stick. Got it.
How badly injured does everyone seem here in this little cluster?
Everybody's kind of messed up. This guy looks really messed up.
Life sense?
You're on the other side of a wall. Hard to tell.
It doesn't say that walls block it, though.
But it's 10 feet, isn't it?
It's 10 feet, so...
So you're
No,
not.
either way, he's out of range. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Too many.
Hi, Beck, are you okay if I actually just stay here instead of going all the way downstairs?
Yeah, that's fine.
Chat's broken. It's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to move you back and forth between maps. So
I know.
It's your turn.
Flanking, advantage. Do the things.
Yeah, I will, do you get flanking on range attacks?
No,
I don't believe so.
Okay.
only melee.
I will firebolt the one directly in front of me.
All right. 13 will hit. 2 damage.
And then I will...
Man,
Okay.
sleepy.
Jot letting a firebolt fly, striking this man in the back who's just now recovering from bouncing off his ally and getting struck by Viz. Talia.
I'm gonna place some.
I'm going to move up so I can see what the fuck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people to stab. I'm gonna go for the one in the middle and stab him and tell him that he's gonna meet the blood of his brothers on my trident.
Okay.
Well,
Aggressive.
Still raging. Flanking 14 will hit. Okay.
7.
You, as he's just bouncing off, getting hit by a firebolt, you see Jot retreating past you. You rush forward, stabbing the one that's burned up a little bit, stabbing it through the chest.
Burned up. My line's gonna be, we're gonna shish kebab you.
Okay, and shish kebab him. You do, stabbing through his chest, obviously hitting some vital points with your trident. As you rip it out, he collapses to the floor in a heap. Anything else?
No, I'm very excited
Alright.
to see all these. Oh wait, some of these are good people. Never mind.
Well,
I don't know if any of them are good people.
I don't think any of
actually.
them.
I don't think any of them are.
nope.
All right, Kai.
We
All
might
right.
be killing good people,
5,
actually. These might be
10,
Davil's
15,
people,
20.
for all we know.
Well, if they did, they can't snitch on us.
Very carefully coming over
Except for the
here.
one who's still alive downstairs.
Uh-huh.
Making
as
alliances.
I'm moving, throwing the shield back, kind of hooking it back around my back, and two-handed quarterstaff to the guy directly in front of me, flanking, assuming the guard is on my advantage. 24
Mm-hmm.
and 6 bludgeoning damage. How's he looking? Looking
Life
alright?
sense isn't proccing. He's kind of hurt,
Okay.
but he's still standing.
And then, yeah, I'll just stand here and just kind of wait to see what he does.
All right. So big hit from the quarterstaff, hitting this guy in the chest. He stumbles backwards, but everyone is very much aware. You see the guards kind of looking back and forth at each other before you see them kind of pressing the attack forward, seeing you as allies as they move forward. This guy in the center is going to look to the guy to the north, and
Wasn't that a
what's
surprise round?
That was a surprise round, yes.
So then back to the top of the turn order.
Oh wait, shit.
Surprise is
Yeah,
a
it's-
condition.
Sorry,
Right.
I put the round counter in the wrong place, so I did not.
Well, you can
notice
be
that.
surprised, but then a surprise round is different, right?
You
Yes.
basically have everybody else has the effect of being surprised.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
So it's back to you.
All right, so now we're back up to Risk.
So I am taking the one that's directly to my east, slashing him just right across the shoulder to hip, right across his back.
Okay, and you do so.
Is he still standing?
He is still standing.
All right, then that same one I'm going to take a hand crossbow shot at.
25 also hits. Life sense goes off. He's still standing, though.
That is the
He
end of my turn.
looks winded, barely standing, looking super hurt, looking back and forth between you and the guard next to him. You see panic crossing his eyes.
I'm going to shout at the guards, finish these fuckers now.
You see this guard kind of looking back, a little bit of an older gentleman, looking at this like, righto then! And he swings his short or long sword. One handed, still holding his shield.
Cheerio.
22 to hit. He's like, righto then! And turns around and swings his sword, crossing across the back of this man in between you and Risk, or him and Risk. And as he does so, he slashes. You see the man falling forward and landing at Risk's feet. He calls out. He says, "We have allies. Let's go." The other one here down to the south is going to swing at the one in front of him. Also, actually, he doesn't have a shield, so he's going to grab his longsword, two-handed. 25 because he's flanking. So a natural 20. Is he just going to kill him? Yeah, he's going to kill him. All right. Not going to roll the D100. All right, so you see the guards here, seeing allies rallying ahead against them, swinging at the last two Zentarum, finishing them off after your initial surprise round. You see this last one falling to the ground. You see all the guards wounded, obviously in better health than the dead Zentarum agents before you, standing around kind of breathing heavily, looking back and forth, and you see them kind of scanning the body, corpses all around the floor. There's a good 8 corpses strewn around this foyer as well. You see the guards kind of looking towards you, and you see a bit of hesitation crossing them, and they hold their weapons at the ready. The one that spoke first up to the north looks towards you, Waltus. Well, who are you then?
We're here to speak to your boss.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Aviznath will kind of step forward and be like, protect the lady of the house. We'll make sure the rest of the house is clear.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
With advantage because I'm so charming?
No.
Or terrifying because I'm a tiefling?
With advantage because Risk was also chiming in about that. So, okay.
Yeah, I didn't even.
As you say that, you see the guard kind of looking around and still scanning you with a bit of a questioning look about him. He says, "Fine then, we'll protect the lady." He points to the door directly to the south of Kai. Says, "The leader of this scum, Mr. Floxen, is there. He's accosting our lord of the manor. Take care of him."
What the fuck is going on? I thought he was working for this lady.
Just gonna give a thumbs up.
Kai just kicks the door open.
Wait!
No, fuck that. We're doing it. We're doing it live, folks. We're kicking the door open.
We'll do it live!
Doing it live.
Kicking this door open. You see a bathroom before you. Inside this
I
bathroom,
hate bathrooms.
Damn
the normal attire of a bathroom. You see a curtain to the east has been drawn back, revealing a claw-footed tub, but you see a man standing on the other side of a doorway. You see the door he's ramming himself against it as you open the door. He doesn't even seem to notice you at first before finally turning around and then ramming himself against the door once more, before taking a double take and look around. And you start to see him a little bit clearer now. You see the right side of his face is scarred and burned with melted flesh. He turns around the right side of his body. Some of his clothing is still burnt and such. He turns around and looks towards you. "Oh, who the fuck are you then?"
Brother?
That's the guy. That's the guy right there.
Daddy? Daddy?
Dottie?
Dottie?
Da, is that you?
Da.
2. All right, sorry. I was like, what the fuck does Floxen have for an accent? Yeah.
The fuck?
It doesn't matter. He's going to be dead soon anyway.
Oh, y'all didn't leave combat. You see this man once again, as referred to by the guard that spoke to you as Mr. Floxen, obviously being the recent bearer of these flame-born wounds across his face. He turns around. He's still seeming to be a bit wounded, but running himself against this doorway. You see the doorway is cracked open just a bit, and you can start to see like chairs and a table kind of leaning against the door, trying to bar it closed. And he's just fruitlessly trying to ram himself against it. He turns around just saying, "Who the fuck are you then?" And pulls out a short sword in his hand, looking towards you. He says, "Well, come on then." Risk, what do you want to do?
Oh, you don't want any. You don't want any. Fucking
Get fucked, Dad.
Get fucked. Get fucked.
Fucking give him the whole 1-2, just a little bit of that. 16 hit.
16 will hit.
I'm gonna pick that disarming strike.
Get
So
fucked,
it's a
6, okay.
12
The stuff
damage.
The stuff that's you mentioned blocking the door, is that on this side in the bathroom?
It's on the other side. He's trying
So
to.
we
you see
can, like,
Floxton
see a
trying to
crack?
break. Yeah, you see a crack, and you
Okay.
see this upholstery of like a chair or something on the other side.
Why is the fucking chair in the bathroom? Okay, I understand now.
it's on the other
You
side.
see a crack in the bathroom.
It's a 13
Yeah,
strength
Of
save.
course we would.
He rolled a 19.
Yeah, of course you did.
Mhm.
And yeah, hand crossbow.
Okay, 17 will also hit for another 6.
That is the end of my turn.
All right, mighty hit from your short sword, trying to wrestle this short sword out of his hand, but you see he definitely turns his hand away, kind of yanking free, not disarmed, but isn't ready for the short bow or the crossbow to his chest. He is going to react, looking forward at risk, kind of looking up towards the rest of you.
Risk, just as a curious question, what's your AC?
15.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Kai, what's yours?
Oh, I'm fine.
What's your AC?
What's your AC?
I'm at 17, and then when I equip my shield, it's 19.
But you have the
Okay.
Shield of Faith.
I have Shield
right?
of Faith on right now.
Right. The
Well,
plus 2 save.
that ended when you
Like
attacked
15.
someone, right?
No,
Is that
No,
Shield
you're
of
thinking
Faith
of-
stays. It's concentration.
Got
You're
it.
thinking of Sanctuary. Sanctuary is stays up until you attack somebody.
I have cutting words, so I want to know when I should be using it or not.
Gotcha.
Man. All right. So Erstal looking back and forth, seeing himself, seeing everybody else trying to move into the room and such. He looks back and forth.
Stand
He
down. We don't have to fight.
disengages.
Yeah.
He says, "Fuck this!" And 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Runs past you all, kind of nimbly dodging in between everybody as he disengages, moving past Viz and starting to clamber down the stairs. And that's his turn. Viz, this guy just ran past you.
You disengage, no one can take an opportunity attack on you?
I
thought it was just
Yeah.
the person you were
I
engaged
thought it was just the person you were engaged combat with.
Pretty sure nobody.
I think if you take the disengage action, you do not provoke opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's how it works.
If you take the disengage action, you cannot be hit by attacks of
Yep.
opportunity.
Okay. Yep.
Wow, that's fucked up. Like that's like from that just like that doesn't make sense in my opinion.
Well, basically, that they're moving in such a way that they're defending themselves from attacks. They're not leaving
Yeah.
an
Right.
opening for
And
themselves.
still
to
leaving
get hit.
themselves open by moving around while focusing on battle. He is just focused on running away.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. I would like to attempt to grapple him.
Okay. He will get to make an athletics or acrobatics check.
Yep.
Why would you have advantage?
Well, I left it flagged on accident, but because he's
Oh.
trying to run past me and his back is to me, I'm going to try and put him in a full Nelson because he's running past me, and so he left his back exposed to me like a noob.
He was disengaging, so he was
Damn
clearly
it.
watching you, his short sword out. A 12 will not beat his 16, unfortunately. The grapple fails.
Okay, well, then I'm going to take all of my movement, and I'm going to get ahead of him as far as I can. So that
Okay.
I want to get to the bottom of the stairs, so that if he wants to get past me, he's going to have to disengage again and not get a dash. So I have all my movement, so he can take an attack of opportunity on me if he wants. But I'm trying to get ahead of him down the stairs.
All right, so that's 15 to that set. 20, 25, 30. Okay. So I will move you down now, just so we can keep track of that. You will be there with 30 feet of movement. Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Viz trying to tackle Erstal Floxton across the back is unable to do so and then charges past him, kind of shoving him aside with the grapple attempt and rushing past him, getting down. You will draw an attack of opportunity from him, though.
Good. Burn your reaction on me.
Oh, I wish he had advantage. 8 will miss. All right.
I want to flick him with my tail when I run by.
Actually,
Wait, across the face.
reorganize that. It should be Jot, Talia, and me.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Go
Sure.
Go first.
Okay.
Steve, do you get the racial abilities for?
I'm not a tiefling.
No.
I know.
He's pretending to be a tiefling. He doesn't get like the hellish rebuke and stuff.
That'd be sick, though.
That would be
It
really
would
cool.
be. I would actually like to take the quarterstaff, kind of running up, bringing the shield back forward. I'd like to one-handed try to take the quarterstaff and actually try to drop it between his legs and force him to trip down the stairs.
A trip attack, man. We're bringing out 4th edition D&D here.
What do you think?
I think I'm going to have to be an asshole because we do have a superiority die fighter in the group.
Nope, I'm
That's
good with
kind
that.
of embracing, intruding upon the things that he can do. So.
That's perfectly fine because Kai's gonna walk up and reach out and grab onto the guy's shoulder or like the back of his neck and say, "Oh, no, I don't think so. You're not going anywhere," and is going to cast Inflict Wounds at 11 to hit.
Will miss.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. Guess that's gonna be my turn. That kind of
Alrighty.
ruined all of it. Yeah.
Can I let Talia take her turn before me? Since we all have the
Sigh.
same initiative.
All right, so Kai rushing forward, moving forward, trying to grab onto him. You immediately feel under this kind of black cloak or black suit that he's wearing, the prickle of studded leather armor, obviously thicker than the armor that you've been attacking up to now. As you try to inflict wounds, he kind of shrugs your hand off his shoulder, and the spell doesn't take effect. Talia.
I'm going to run up and see where he is.
He's just right next to Kai.
I'm gonna go there. I feel like, where do you
Okay.
think you're going? And
Okay.
then stab him.
Roll him.
Close.
I was trying to decide what I wanted to use. I'm pulling my great axe.
Pull out the great axe.
You have
Okay.
a great axe, too?
Yes.
A woman of many talents.
You should see. I'm just kidding.
It's kind of one talent. She just does it in different ways.
She does it different ways.
Unfortunately, in your rage, as you're kind of smiling and smirking, you see as you swing this great axe through the air, he quickly and nimbly just ducks underneath the strike, dodging it. Your attack
I
is
meant to miss. It was a scare shot.
Okay. Anything else?
Take up as much room as I can in the stairwell so he can't pass.
No. All right. So Talia swings with her great axe, missing. Unfortunately, Jot, your turn.
I'm buffing my chest out too.
Oh, I was really hoping you guys would actually hit him several times.
I was too.
Yeah, same.
Trust
Don't worry,
me,
John.
I was too.
We also wanted to hit the
That
bad
was going
guy.
to open up
I'm
some
sorry
options
I
for me.
disappointed you.
You can hold your action for my next turn.
No, we'll just try.
Because I'm going nuclear option here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll try talk.
Ooh.
All right. Wisdom save, right? Yeah. Rolled a 13.
Motherfucker. Alright, that's all I got.
Cheater.
So sad.
I can screenshot all these. I'm trying to be
No,
nice so I can
no,
flub
no,
rolls
no,
sometimes,
no,
but...
no.
All right. So once again, Jot trying to cast a spell. Just everyone seems to be able to
Wait,
fight
wait,
off the effects of it.
Can I see him?
Yeah, you can see him at the top of the stairs.
Cutting words.
Does
can you
that work
do
on
that?
saving throws? I haven't
think
seen
it
cutting words enough to know everything that it does.
I
Let me
think
see.
I think it works on attack rolls and ability checks. I don't know. I guess I don't know specifically
Link
about
it.
saving throws.
I think it's just ability checks and attack rolls.
Yeah, attack roll and ability
fuck,
check or
it's ability
damage roll.
checks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a damage roll.
Or
that's
damage. So yeah, if something's gonna take a bunch of damage, you could cut it down
neat.
to.
What I meant to say was nothing. I meant to keep my mouth shut. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So Jot trying to get purchased with the spell, just unable to do so. These guys being able to fight off every attempt to do so. Anything else, Jot?
Nope.
All right. As we approach getting close to the 1 minute mark of this excursion into the Growlhund Manor. Risk, your turn.
The rest gonna come up. Excuse me, Kai. Sorry, I don't mean to get up in your personal bubble, but I got some shit to take care of.
Got some
I'm
real
going
daddy
to-
issues.
Steps back.
I am not shit. Oh shit! Short sword hits.
And that is a trip attack.
Okay. This is why I made this ruling. I'm sorry.
But I want to trip him. I want to.
I understand.
And I can't. What did we say? It was a D6 or D8 right now?
It's a D8. Superiority is a D8.
Oh,
Yeah.
And he has to succeed on a 13 DC strength check.
Strength for tripping?
That's what I thought too, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Because
All
you're
right,
shoving
strength.
him with your strike.
yeah. The DC is based on my dex, but his strength.
Maybe if he has strong ankles and he can't be tripped, okay? Some thick ankles.
All right. So as the short sword comes out, Risk moving forward, swinging high. You see Floxen noticing it, bringing his short sword up, but then Risk immediately changes the direction of his attack, swiping towards his thighs. And as he does so, the short sword cuts through him. You see him buckling over and then trips, trying to keep his weight up on his legs, and falls over to the ground on the side of these stairs. He is now prone.
All right, and can I use a free action to talk to him?
Yeah.
I really recommend you stop fucking moving. And
Wowie.
Oh, son.
Wowie.
That's one way to get him to stop moving. Go ahead and roll that D100.
Well, actually,
Drink.
so no shoot. Yes, he's
Yeah,
prone, but
being
also
prone.
flanking.
oh,
Yeah, so it's a straight roll.
Straight roll. Yeah, so you still
Yep.
get it. Nice.
Mm-hmm. 2.
Yes, it's something that knocks him prone.
Probably.
Roll
He's
one more time. I want to see
double
something
prone.
else in this. We've already had this one pop up. I want to see something else. Okay. All right. So as you're standing over Floxen, you better not move. You see Floxen looking up at you, kind of scanning his environment, trying to figure out his options. You feel that if he moves, you need to take the advantage on him, as this seems to be a very dangerous opponent. You will have advantage on all attacks until the end of your next turn.
Perfect. 'Cause I'm also using an action surge.
Oh, son.
Okay. Okay.
You're gonna stop moving because you're gonna die. Don't-
You either stop moving or
don't
you're
kill
dead
him.
right here.
Don't
It doesn't
kill him,
matter.
Russ. Don't kill him.
We've got healing potions. We can pour down his dead fucking throat if we need to.
That
I-
doesn't.
Don't worry.
Can we bring him to our friend again and chime him to life for a couple minutes?
I
Yeah,
can
just-
spare the dying. It's fine.
Okay.
22 hits. Still alive.
Fucking kill
Life
him.
senses. Guy's like, he's getting close.
Guys, he's
Guys.
gonna.
Guys.
Since he's prone, can I just like jump onto his back?
You're gonna say stomp his head.
Curve check him in the stairs.
I'm essentially asking for a free action for a grapple. I'm not really being serious, but
No.
no, I can my last 5 feet of movement be onto his fucking back and just
Don't move. All right. So as you swing the short sword, you do anything else?
action surge doesn't.
You
Not
get
bonus
a
I don't get
bonus.
I don't get another bonus. Okay, yeah, that's not much.
All right. As you swing down, cutting him down as you say these words to him, you see him looking up at you, and he immediately drops his short sword, holding his hands up. He says, all right, fine. Just lays on the ground, his legs cut open, his chest cut open, his face burned, the side of his body burned. He's just laying on the ground on the side of these steps, holding his hands up. Anybody want to do anything?
I want to knock him unconscious. Just to
Yeah,
make
I was
sure.
gonna say Kai would knock him unconscious.
Okay. All right.
Can I help him? Can I assist in this? Can we... oh, well, I guess multiple attacks might be a little more than...
I mean, you can clearly, easily get up next to him. Let me move your token. Not there, but like there, using 15 feet of movement.
Yeah, want to smack him, just fully knock him unconscious. If he's like, okay, I just want to clock him in the back of the head and try and knock him out.
All right, go ahead and make your attack roll with advantage.
14.
You miss him.
Can I do the same?
I
That's
Well,
the
keep
well,
going.
and
There's-
that-
it's
We're gonna
still
keep
in
going through turn
attack
order.
order.
yeah, I'm gonna stay down here on the stairs. Just take a step up. He's not on the ground. It's hard to hit. We're all crowded him. Yeah, it's hard.
Okay. Viz moving forward, like, and swings over, kind of brushing against Talia, knocks his attack off a bit. Kai.
How about a 23?
Oh, that'll do.
23 will hit.
And attempting to knock him unconscious is 5 enough?
All right. Not enough.
Not enough? Okay.
Poor guy's like, I surrender, and we start hitting him.
No! You don't surrender! Stop resisting!
Stop resisting.
Oh God, guys, are we the bad guys?
Are we the bad guys?
Am I a bad person?
Damn. That's not enough to... Okay.
Talia,
He's
Gonna
super
try.
weak. Just got clocked against the head.
reckless, knock him unconscious. You can do
Yeah, it's fine.
You
You
had
got this,
advantage,
Talia.
don't
You got
reckless.
advantage. It's fine.
it. Or don't reckless. Never mind, don't reckless. You have advantage.
If she reckless, I'll give her double advantage, I guess. I don't know.
Quadruple
Double advantage. But then your D100 is going to be like the person you stab explodes.
All right. Anything else, Kai?
No, I can't do anything else.
All right. Talia, what do you want to do?
Try and make him unconscious by using.
Choke him out. Choke him out.
The sharp edge of my great axe just wanted to make him unconscious.
No, you should choke him out. Like,
My elbow.
There you go.
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You just want to
The
swing.
people's elbow.
All right. Make an unarmed strike. So D20 plus your strength mod. Plus your proficiency. Proficiency
Yeah,
too.
proficiency.
So strength mod plus 2.
Just click your strength where it says strength and then +2.
You can also just roll one of your attacks. It's
Yeah.
gonna be the same.
Yeah, same thing.
If your attacks are strength based.
Yeah. It would be.
I would
Oh,
hope the
well.
barb has strength-based attacks.
You'd get +2 on top of that.
So
Yeah,
20.
you hit with a 20. Roll hit. Go ahead and roll. Or wait, no. What's your strength mod?
3.
3.
So 4 damage. Okay.
Yeah, 4 damage.
Talia looking around, seeing Viz swinging at with the quarterstaff. Kai swinging with the quarterstaff, trying to hit him in the head. Just go down. Even though he's like, he's just ow. You see Talia standing up, looking around, and just jumps down with an elbow, landing on top, right in his chest, just suplexes him down, hitting him right in the chest. You go, "Ah!" And he falls unconscious.
I'm just going to give everybody a shrug.
That was perfect.
Are we out of
At
combat?
This point, you're out of combat. Yes.
Okay. I move back over here, and I want to see what the guards. And can I see into the room past the guards?
You can see something in the rooms. Yes, you see some movement in there.
Okay. Do I see a dude in there?
I would like to listen to see if I hear fighting anywhere else in the building.
I
Like
would like
downstairs or upstairs. Like, is there more combat we need to go fuck with?
Everybody make perception checks. All right.
I'm rolling so good tonight, guys, when it matters. Suggestion, perception checks, that one critical. I mean, it sucks I missed with the quarterstaff when he was laying down and literally offering the back of his head to me. But every other time, like, I've been rolling so good tonight.
All right. Let me make sure I know how to do this. Okay. So as everybody's moving back around the stairs, you have Urstul, Floxen unconscious on the ground. As you move back around, you see these three black-clad, black leather armor-clad figures laying on the ground dead. You see the guards still in a defensive stance, and as you're all moving back into the room, the one in the front, once again, well, did you get him?
Can the Risk grab him by the just grab him by the back, like the back of his jacket, and just start dragging him?
Like drag him up.
With that, as you start doing that, you start dragging, clunk, clunk up the stairs, and then
I
dragging.
don't know.
Across
Can
the
you
floor.
with your negative strength?
Is this a doorway?
Easy.
Wow.
It's just
Yes, that is another
half
door.
movement.
Let's just go in that room. Let's just take him in that room.
Yeah, I'm
As you're all listening, you don't hear any sound now. You hear the panting of the guards as they're standing there, still winding down from combat. You hear a silence kind of calling over his wrist, except for the clunk clunk of wrist dragging Urstul up the stairs and then into the room. As this guard sees Urstul, kind of looks around and says, "Well, I think that's all of them then." He sheathes his sword. "That was very good work, lads. We appreciate you showing up when you did. That could have went very badly, I think." With that, he turns around and says, "One moment, please." Turns around, he starts moving up, and he opens these doors back behind him. There's nowhere I can put these little lines. All right, they're going to be over there and over there.
Guess we got 4 or 5 more people to kill.
As he opens the doors, you see inside a little bit more clearly, where you had seen just movement through the crack of these two open doors. You now see clearly into a master bedroom. You see a woman wearing a breastplate across her, as well as holding a rapier, looking a bit frazzled, her hair kind of tied up and such, her clothing kind of messy and such, but obviously very rich clothing, made of silk and such. You see standing next to her is an extremely well-dressed half orc, standing there with almost like a suit and tie on him. Is he standing there with a what do you have? A large morning star ready in his hand. As these doors are open, the guard kind of starts stepping through and such. He moves forward and looks around the room and says, "Well, Lady Gralhund, the threat is gone. Those unsavory characters have been taken care of. There are some people here
More
that assisted
unsavory
us."
characters.
Just says,
But we don't have matching uniforms, so
"There are some people here. I'm not sure who they are, but they assisted us in the battle. Maybe some guests of yours." And as he leaves the question kind of hanging in the air, you see this woman kind of taking a few steps forward to look through the doorway. Once again, this lady, a bit older, probably in her mid-40s, but still very attractive. Yeah, I'll still show you. Yeah, she's pretty tall for a human.
I'm already flirting.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
As she moves forward, once again, this breastplate and stuff on her, holding a rapier, still looking around, says, "I do not know these people. No. Who are you?"
People who just saved your life.
We need a cool name. We really
We really need a cool name.
As you say that, Jot, she kind of looks around and looks back at this half-orc and then looks at the guards. "I think we had it handled."
It didn't look like you had it handled from what we saw downstairs.
You're welcome.
"And what did you see from downstairs? Why were you downstairs in my home?"
groundskeeper let us in.
Yeah.
And
Groundskeeper
then
did let us in.
And we heard
Immediately sell it out.
we heard fighting at the front door. There's many people slain downstairs. We killed one of them downstairs. The other one's unconscious.
But I can
Okay.
kill him if you like.
You see her looking over you all, and she just shakes her head, closing her eyes. "I will have to punish her later. I do not know why he let you in, but we had the things taken care of here for the most part. Some guests of ours decided that they wanted to do ill things to me and my husband and my children. We couldn't have that, but we were able to take care of them for the most part until we got to the main room and then retreated up here. What?
Oh, Herv? He let us in because I asked him to.
Why would... never mind, that's not important. Well, excuse my manners, I apologize. My name is Yala Gralhand. I suppose I must thank you for coming to our rescue, even if it was under strange circumstances, I suppose. You see her kind of looking around, and she kind of peers over the heads of everyone. Where is my husband? Where is Grant?
Couldn't fucking tell you.
Did we kill him?
I'm gonna hold up Floxen. Is it this one?
No, it is not that one. Keep a close eye on him. He's dangerous.
Did the guy in the
Grant,
bathroom?
where
yeah,
are
the guy
you?
in the bathroom that locked himself in.
As Yala starts yelling, her voice kind of echoing down the hallways, you hear sound coming from the south through the open doorway. Just clunk, 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 clunk. And as you look down to the south, you see a man kind of sheepishly looking through the doorway, furniture kind of strewn around his feet when he just yanked it away. Yes, dear? Are they gone now? And you see Yala once again. Yes, Gran, they're gone. Come out now, please. You're embarrassing me. And as she says that, you see the man moving through the now open doorway. Once I open the door.
Looking about, does it look like anyone requires healing? I'd also like to ask that, like, I don't want to interject while she's, like, belittling her husband, right? I don't want to intrude on that, but I'd be like, does anyone need healing? I can provide assistance.
As you're looking around, you see some of the guards are got a few cuts and scrapes and such, but nothing life-threatening seems to be imposing them. The Zentarum agents weren't so lucky, unfortunately. They all lie dead at your feet. Erstal could use some healing if you wanted to part with some on him, but otherwise, no. Everyone looks fine.
Shit, maybe they did have it under control, guys.
You see this man kind of moving forward, and you see him kind of straightening the shirt, and he moves forward and kind of tilts his back up and looking a bit straighter, straightening his back and such, and looks over towards Talia and Riss, says, well, who are you then? Where is my wife?
Didn't we just explain? It's fine. We're the ones that
If you would have stuck
interjected
with your
here.
wife, you would know.
As you start talking, you see him just kind of brushing past Talia, walking through the guards, and says, "Oh, my sweet, I am so happy you're unharmed. I didn't know what was happening. I took shelter in the bathroom, waiting for you to come there, but you never did, and that's dastardly Floxen showed up and was trying to accost me. Looks over and said, you had Harabas with you. I assumed you were safe. Of course, I wouldn't abandon you." Once again, you see Yala just shaking her head.
Kai's gonna turn and look over in the direction of Talia and be like, "You're just gonna let him walk by you like that, shove you out of the way and everything."
Yeah, you're not going to take your attack of opportunity?
Men are the caretakers where I come from. Why would I harm him?
Yeah, that's true. You need nannies.
Great Manny's.
So we heard that, right? What was that? I assume the orc's name?
Harabas.
Oh, Rabas. I'm going to nail this one. Fuck, I got it wrong.
Are we both? Are we both trying?
Nowhere.
Oh god, everybody just got robot-y. What?
You say
I said, are we both trying to nail half orcs now?
Apparently.
Wait, what?
You said I'm gonna nail. You said I'm gonna nail this one. I thought you were talking about him.
I meant the name spelling. I was like, this is going to be easy. And I put one B and an S. So,
All right, so it's clearly being Oron, sorry, moving into this room past all of you, kind of just brushing aside, greeting his wife, and you see him kind of shrinking in her presence, kind of going to her and such. You see her shaking her head, and she just says, it's fine, we're all fine. Go check on the children. And you see her pointing off to the south of the room. As she does so, she looks back at the rest of you and says, well, I'd say we should talk downstairs, but as you said, it may be a bit unpleasant there. do come in. Come in here. I must know the names of our rescuers and award you accordingly, I suppose. Come in. And she invites you into the bedroom.
Someone should probably
I'll
deal
go
with
into
the
the bedroom
unconscious
with her.
one downstairs.
Yeah, can someone go shoot? Actually,
No, don't
Okay,
shoot
alright,
him.
I would like to check Ursula's
actually-
pockets.
we've got this guy alive. We don't need him alive down there.
Kai,
Unconscious and not a threat. We don't kill him.
I want to steal from him.
Would his death be less painful if he was unconscious and we killed him?
Kai wants to
He's
sneak
not a
downstairs.
threat. We don't just murder people.
While she's beckoning people in there, I want to take everything in his pockets and any pouches he has. Freaking
On who? Urstul? Okay.
We'll just say I dropped him out there.
I mean, he's here on the stairs, so like,
Well, right. I don't think Havik's moving. his token.
wherever you dragged him to. So as she's like saying, "Come inside, come inside," I just want to bend down and take everything out of his pockets and any pouches, and then I'll go in the room with everybody else.
Kai is going to motion for Talia to step over, and she gets a little closer. Just kind of mention, can you watch the guy downstairs or drag him up here? I really don't care what happens to him. We just need to make sure he doesn't leave and alert the guards.
Sure, I'll do the heavy work.
As you're saying that, and all of you are kind of congregating, Viz, go ahead and make an investigation check.
And then after, Kai will join Risk in here.
Just bring him up here, Talia. I guess. That'd probably be the
I'm
best
gonna carry him
option.
over my shoulder like I do.
Like
for
fireman's
John.
carry, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So as all of you are moving forward, Viz, you quickly search through his belongings. You don't find a lot. You find one pouch, and that's really it, minus his short sword. You see some
Can
empty
I-
vials.
Can I take the short sword and just like toss it off to the side as well, just to make sure
Yeah.
if he wakes up, he doesn't have it? Okay.
Yeah, you toss it over the side, clinking. You look around. You see some empty vials in one pouch. You jingle them. They're empty. Nothing inside them. As you look at another pouch, you see that there's some gold pieces within it. 18 of them sitting in this other pouch. It jingles as you pick it up. As Talia kind of lifts his body once you finish your investigation, hovering it over, you hear Yala kind of motioning. Says, "Oh, don't worry, dear. Harabas will take care of him. Harabas, please." And you see this half-orc kind of nodding to Yala and steps forward and kind of holds out his arms to Talia.
It died.
Give him here.
What the hell
Please.
happened?
So wait, the one pouch I found had that 16 gold in it.
It died.
Yes, 18.
I didn't.
Sorry,
find
chat.
any stone.
Nope.
Fuck me. All right, I'll go in the room.
Am I grabbing the guy downstairs or the guy up here?
I'm gonna take the empty vials and the short sword.
Yeah. So Havik, Talia was bringing the guy from downstairs that we left conscious
Okay. All right.
upstairs.
All right.
I was
So
like,
yeah,
I'm so confused.
I thought we were
I
grabbing
don't know what I'm
Urstul.
doing.
I was like,
No.
I really drank that much right now.
All right. So you see Yala kind of commanding Harabas to go forward and retrieve Urstul. You see this large kind of his suit, this very fine dress that he has on him is almost tearing at the seams with his just bulk.
Is there
He
a handout
reaches
for
down.
him?
I don't know. Is it? Let's see.
For
Well, there is.
reasons, for CK.
It's only a face shot though.
Oh, that's way
Wow.
worse. Than I thought it was
That's
gonna be.
Looks so
horrifying.
cool. I love
He
him.
walks up and he kind of looks around and says,
That is horrifying.
"Excuse me," and reaches down and picks up Urstul, throwing him up roughly onto his neck. You hear Urstul groaning in his sleep. With that, Harabas takes him, moving into the room and kind of sets him off in the corner, and then stands vigilant guard over him. As the rest of y'all start moving in to the room, dragging bodies and such, what do y'all want to do with the downstairs guy?
As I walk
That's what
past-
Talia was going
He's
to
bringing
get.
him up here.
Yeah.
As I walk past Jot and Kai, I want to whisper, "I didn't find the stone."
Kai's going to reach up, kind of.
Oh, can I check his prison pocket?
Oh.
That would take a little bit longer, I think, and might draw some interesting glances.
He has small hands. It's okay.
You know, Never mind. All right, so
We're just gonna move on.
we're gonna move on from that.
So yeah,
Let's follow you
Kai's gonna
Like a
reach up,
body in
kind of place his hand kind of on his shoulder, his bandaged hand, kind of nonchalantly casting guidance on himself, and kind of bow in the direction of what is it, Yarla? Is that correct?
Yalla.
And say, we're actually here for another reason.
As you say that, you see Yalla kind of stepping back and looking over you. She glances over towards Rabaz, who you see now kind of turns around, facing all of you, his hand still gripping his Morning Star. With that, Yalla looks at you and says, "And what reason would that be?"
Well, it would appear somebody was coming to us yesterday, and there seemed to be an incident in Troll Skull Alley, and we would like to get to the bottom of this.
With that, Yalla kind of looks around at you and looks confused. Says, I heard about the fireball incident, read about it in the Gazettes, but I don't know what I or my family would have anything to do with that.
Well, perhaps this one, and points over in the direction of Floxen. Perhaps this one may have a little more information than you have, but he stole an artifact that was supposed to be delivered to us, and we would like to know where he has put this.
I think I'd
with
like
that,
to insight check her.
Okay. What are you inciting?
Is she lying?
Okay. Once again, Yalla begins to speak, saying, I suppose Mr. Floxen was a guest of ours for some time. He was helping us with a business venture that I was seeking out, but this morning he decided to lead some of him and his... I suppose they're comrades now. They were just associates before, according to him. But lead them to start killing everyone, all of my guards, and seeking out myself, my husband, and my children. It was quite frightful, really. Jot, as you're listening, you're seeing her face kind of struggling with the confusion and a bit of pain and such across them. She seems to be telling the truth.
Sorry. Well, I mean, good for that. But I was more so meaning the part about not even know. Because okay. But nothing I've heard so far has seemed like a lie.
Nope.
Okay.
Kai will kind of nod and say, we understand that, but more to the point, we have spoken with a couple of the individuals who have now long been deceased, and they informed us that you were working with him and attempting to get this item.
With that, you see her looking up, says, that's preposterous. I know nothing about an item or anything of that sort. Once again, Mr. Floxen was just our guest here. I don't know what he was doing. He was supposed to be assisting us.
And
I don't want to rig the system, but I want to insight. Is it possible for me to insight check her?
Sure.
Kai will look at her and say, and you haven't been bankrolling these individuals.
With that, she looks, as bankrolling is a strong word. He was being paid for a service to do some investigations and such for me, but I wouldn't say I was bankrolling him. Same thing, Risk doesn't seem like she's lying.
Yeah.
She looks confused.
Viz?
Yes, Fizz.
Is everyone okay? If he betrayed you and attacked you, is everyone hurt? Do you need assistance? Is there other people that you are concerned that might have betrayed you that we need to look into and treat as we did these guys here? You have been slighted greatly, my lady, and we need to correct that wrong.
As you're saying that, Yalla thinks for a moment, says, "Oh, I did hear we have a great deal of maids and servants here. She kind of motions back to this fireplace back behind her. I think I heard them heading to their quarters on the other side of this wall, but there's no entryway without going back downstairs, so I was unable to check on them. I do hope they're all right.
And
I'll go start walking that way to check on them.
Do you have a nimble right here?
that was
as you
exactly
say
what I was
that-
going to ask.
As you ask that, you see her face twisting up with a sour expression. She says, I did. It seems it was another one of their spies or something, one of their comrades. The blasted thing assaulted me and my husband first before Mr. Floxton showed up and tore off through the house. I have no idea where it went.
Pull out the thing.
Doesn't move.
I'm not paying attention to that. I'm going to check on the people.
Okay.
Fuck.
Make an investigation check, Viz. Just to cover you.
Wait,
going through the
how
floor.
is...
It got out.
I bailed, yeah. Probably out the back gate.
What if it has like a go-go gadget helicopter fucking head and it flew away?
So kind of
We didn't
seeing...
think to check the Z-axis, guys? Or the Y-axis?
kind of seeing all of this happen and looking over, seeing Jot's magic wand thing not reacting, Kai's going to kind of nod his head. He's going to play more towards the nobility side and say, we mean you no offense. We're just attempting to understand what the reasons are for this fate that has been brought to our neighborhood. Unfortunately, with the deaths of the individuals in our community, it's obviously something we need to take close care of. And when we went to investigate the rumors that we had heard, it seemed very much like you were involved. Now, seeing all of this and seeing that they were attacking you, it appears that our investigations were leading us awry. Certainly you will understand, and kind of nod and bow kind of graciously towards her.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay.
Where am I going to look at the servants?
You head back downstairs, and as you start moving through, you head downstairs, moving through this large room. You start to investigate some of the offshoots of it. As you do so, you go into one room down to the south, west of the chamber, and you find two more dead guards, unfortunately slain on the carpet, their blood long drenched into this carpet. You continue on, searching another room. You find it empty aside from what appears to be a wrestling mat kind of on the floor, as well as a stand holding a cage. And inside this cage, there's a falcon. You see like the hood over the falcon, obviously one trained and such. You continue on, moving through. You find a kitchen. Unfortunately, you do find two maids in this kitchen, slain and killed. Seeing that there's no life left within them, you continue on.
Can I tell how long they've been dead?
Pretty recently. Killed within the last 30 minutes or so.
Bludgeoning damage?
Yes. The first room you find is a pantry where you find these two servants. You go north, find the kitchen, moving through there, not seeing anything. You continue north, finding a laundry room where you see scrub buckets, wash basins, soaps, mops, and such within it. As you look through it, you see nobody dead within this room, but you do see another pathway leading to a stairwell. And once again, unfortunately, as you turn around looking up the stairwell, you see another maid wearing a bit more finer clothing, strewn across the stairs, face down, the back of her head crushed in.
And same thing, dead pretty recent.
Yeah.
I want to be making a tally. That's 5 additional dead I found so far, right?
Yes.
2, 2, and 1. Okay.
As you continue upstairs, going up these stairs.
Am I coming up a
past
different
the-
set of stairs somewhere now?
Yeah, you are going to be over. What the hell's your token?
It's the tiefling next to Jot and Yalra.
I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Shit, I lied. You're over here now. You look through, you find a couple other doorways, and inside one of them you find a bunch of people huddled into a corner. You see all of them are alive and well, albeit very frightened. You see all of them obviously wearing the clothing of servants, cuddled into a corner, holding a makeshift of improvised weapons, pins, mops, brooms, and the like, holding them up as you enter the room, and you immediately kind of hold your hands out like, I'm here to help, and they relax, and calm down, and say, well, is it over? Are they gone?
Peace, my friends. It's the battle's done. Your lord and lady are safe. Please come out of hiding. Are there any injured among you that need their wounds seen to?
I told him to go Anakin Skywalker on the room. I'm very disappointed.
As you ask that, they look around at each other. Everyone seems fairly unharmed, and one of the maids answers, "No, we ran here as soon as the fighting started and did our best to bar the door, but grabbing what we could." She holds like a broom in her hand to try to defend ourselves, but no one came up here to accost us.
You did the right thing. You did great. Again, your lord and lady are safe, and then the household is safe. Many have died, but you're safe to come out. And then I'll just check the other doors. I mean, this is probably what she referred to when she said she told them to go hide. This is probably, is this reasonable for, what is that? That's 13 servants I've seen so far. Some dead, some alive. Is that a reasonable amount to expect for the household?
Yeah, that's pretty normal for this large of a villa.
I'll just check any of the other doors, just like pop my head in, look at the room, see what's in there.
Yeah, you check both the other ones. You find empty rooms, obviously other servants' quarters. Unlike the one that you went into, which had several bunk beds and such into it, these have one beds. You assume probably the ones for like the head butler and head maid. Unfortunately, based on the attire of some of the deceased, you think that they did not make it back to their rooms for safety. Kai, going back to you, as you're talking to her and explaining that you were mistaken, Yala looks you over and then sighs and says, I suppose I understand. These people seem to have been nefarious in their ways. Even I was fooled by them, unfortunately. So, honestly, I'm somewhat glad, I suppose, that you were fooled. You came to our rescue. It seemed to have been held well by my guards here, but many of them did die in the attack, so I suppose you showing up was not a bad thing.
Do you know why Floxen had turned on you?
With that, she shakes her head and says, No, I haven't the faintest idea, honestly. Just a few days ago, he was going out doing some research for me and came back yesterday, wounded as he was, and she kind of motions to the right side of her face. I had suspected that maybe he was caught in that attack over in Trollskull Alley, but I couldn't, he didn't want to talk about it and such, and I thought it would be rude to inquire further.
You mentioned a business venture with him? What was that?
With that, she thinks for a moment, says it was an investigative sort, I suppose. There are dealings with other nobles that I wanted to know about, and he said he could help me with that, and he has.
Would you mind explaining these dealings to us?
As you say that, she looks over and says, You did rescue us and save us, and I am very thankful, but it would be unprofessional for me to divulge my business. You understand, of course.
Yes, and you understand our concern, considering the individuals we have lost in our neighborhood. If this has anything to do with that, it would benefit all of us to get to the bottom of this.
As you're saying that, you see Yala kind of looking, thinking for a moment. Everybody give me another round of perception checks.
Okay. Come on, roll 20. There we go.
As you're saying that, and she kind of thinks for a moment, you all hear a sound coming from outside the door. then a few moments pass, you kind of looking back towards the door. You see one of the guards disappearing, moving around to the stairs, and once again a few seconds go by, and he rushes back up and moves up to the doorway. He says, Lady Galhund, the watch is here. Apparently they heard some of the fighting going on. There are several of them here. He kind of turns around a bit confused. Should you go greet them, or should I bring them up here? And with that, Yala looks towards him and says, I will go down to greet them. With our new friends, I must tell them of your heroics here. Please, come. And with that, Yala starts walking out of the room.
One question before you go.
Yes.
What do you know of the Stone of Galore? And I want to insight check whatever response she gives me.
Says, I've never heard of such thing.
Oh, no.
Man, roll perception and then roll shit insight. Okay, alright.
Go ahead and roll one more time for advantage.
Oh, better.
As she turns around and says, I never heard of such a thing. You see her eye twitching just ever so slightly for a moment as she answers. Anyway, the guard is here. Let's go see them. And with that, she starts leading you downstairs.
What's the marching order for her group?
Would it be reasonable to expect for me to show back up to that room after they've gone downstairs? Since I was
you'd
off
be
looking
heading.
for some-
You would be heading downstairs and coming back through the laundry room back into the main foyer, and you see a bunch of guards moving in, or a bunch of city watch moving into the room.
What's down this door to my south?
It's another chamber here. Let me just open these up. Both those doors were servant chambers.
And where do these stairs lead me? I didn't see where they led me before.
Right there.
Is that the kids in here?
Yes. You see, as she's turning around, she looks back behind her. You see Oron as well as two
Excuse me, I'm
children
sorry,
moving
guys.
out into the room. They look sheepish, a bit scared, looking around, kind of looking up, saying, "Oh, Papa, are the bad men gone?" And he turns around and kind of still straight back and such says, of course, everything's being taken care of, little ones, it's fine."
If I had the opportunity to, and I wasn't watched, I want to rummage through some of the rooms. Well, I want to see if I can get to whatever rooms the husband and the kids were locked into, and whatever room was behind her. I'm not sure what the layout is overall, but just if I have the opportunity.
You'd have to come back up. You'd have to pass her to get back up here.
Well, I'm not sure how long it's taking me to talk to the servants, and like, if I see everyone else like talking to the city guard, if I can slip past if there's a second stairwell. I don't know.
Or if you could change into someone.
Nah, I mean, I don't know that she's lied to you guys. Maybe. But I want to just snoop around a little. If given the opportunity. I mean, all the servants are hiding in a room, and she just let me walk about her house unassisted. Like, if I find any room that just looks like really nicely furnished, or like a writing desk or something, like maybe she criminalized herself by writing a note, like I definitely am a bad person and here's my records kind of thing.
Note to self, don't forget to set up the fireball explosion.
And
Let's see.
bank records.
Yeah, we've stolen the Stone of Galore. I gave it to my nimble right.
Fireball's totally not our fault.
All right. So with your investigation taking about as long, just a little bit longer, because you're heading down the stairs by the time their conversation ends on the other side of the wall. Give me one more investigation check.
Also, I just want to kind of mutter myself. You're the meaning of my life. You're my inspiration. Just as a I need
Okay.
6. I'm gonna go ahead and use that inspiration.
Okay.
Oh.
6.
All right.
That's rough.
Sure, I got everything. Okay. As you investigate around, you saw everything seemed to be normal for the most part. The rooms were furnished, richly, but not. You didn't see any writing desks or anything like that. There was one set of doors. As you're moving forward through this doorway back into the room with the bodies of the guards and the thugs in it, you hear heavy clanging of armor. And as you kind of peek around the door, you see a full retinue of guards moving in. And as they see you, they look forward. Are you? He kind of looks at your clothes. Are you one of the lords here, or what's going? Is that a body next to you?
Yes.
Oh wait, not this guy. With that, he moves forward, kind of looking around. You see everybody moving around. A few of these guards are over talking to who you learned is Turv, the groundskeeper.
Oh, I thought it was Herv.
I also thought it was Herv.
Oh, it is Herv. Sorry.
Oh,
it is
Herv.
Herv. Okay.
Oh.
Herv. Sorry. He looks around and says, "Gods, what?" You see him looking down and grabbing his sword. What happened here? And he holds it out towards you.
Do I hear them coming down the stairs? Or are they not coming down? Okay.
I assume everybody's going
You're
downstairs.
all by yourself. Nope. Mm-mm.
Is everybody following Yalla back down?
I mean,
Should we let us stay in a room?
will she let us stay up here?
Very hesitant to go and greet the city watch.
Let's go talk to the watch. Come on now.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, if she was just gonna forget us, I'm like, yeah, let's rummage through her shit up here.
She is motioning for you to leave.
There was an attack, and we defended the lord and lady of the house.
Quick scan of her room. What did I see?
Give me a perception check.
Panties.
I mean, outside of the underwear.
There we go. Give me a perception check.
Oh god.
10. Okay. As you looked around the room, you saw a bunch of
Passive
furniture, a
retire.
wooden trunk resting at the foot of this large canopy bed in the southwest corner. You saw a bathtub, a claw-footed bathtub sitting in the northwest alcove near a freestanding mirror and a privacy screen. You saw above the fireplace in the southeast corner was a shield that bears the Growlhund coat of arms. You saw a tall mahogany wardrobe that was kind of partially open. You saw that it was just completely stuffed with expensive gowns and dress clothes. Standing next to some partially open glass doors leading out to the balcony there. But as you look around, you didn't see anything else untoward. As you start heading down the stairs, you see Viz standing there kind of looking back and forth and then hearing the clunks of steps. Looks over to his west, seeing the rest of you moving down the stairs. Lady Growlhund kind of behind you, ushering forward. And as she sees the guard, says, Guard, there has been an attack here. Do not accost these fellows. They are my friends. They assisted us here. And with that, she pushes the rest of you out, marking you as friends. The next few minutes start flying by with a rush of activity. You see over a dozen guards moving in City Watch, moving into this place and start moving around and investigating. They start questioning Yarla, as well as
the guards, or do they any of them recognize us?
You recognize a couple of them actually from the attack yesterday. You don't see any of the
No
leading
Captain Saget
members. Yeah, no captains or anything. But you do see a few members of the Watch are familiar to you. After a few minutes, you see Orond and their children moving down the stairs to join them. You see a series of questions being asked and figuring out what's going on. The guards treat you nicely after learning that you had assisted in saving the Growlhund family. They kind of usher everyone outside, saying they would take care of the bodies and try to figure out what was going on. One of the guards moves forward after hearing Yala's testimony and such and says, names. Lady Growlhund said that you knew the man who orchestrated this attack. Who is he?
Us.
Who's asking who?
They're
Is
asking.
the city guard guy asking? Which
Yeah, the
one
city
of us?
guard kind of like at this point, y'all been kind of ushered outside. So let me move y'all out here.
He worked for her.
I don't know that. To be honest with you, sir, we don't really know precisely what happened here. We were coming just to visit the Gralhuns and stumbled upon this attack happening and just assisted them in not being killed. So we don't really know.
Certainly you understand with the recent attack. When we had noticed that things were awry here, we decided we needed to act instead of allowing others to die in their place.
With that, the guard listens and says, well, that makes sense, I suppose. Maybe Yala's just... Lady Gralhund is just confused about what was going on.
Well, the man there was doing... I don't know. I'll point over to Floxen.
Yeah, and as this was happening, you saw Harabaz carrying both these bodies of Floxen and the other man, just kind of dragging them out, and then sets them in front of the guards, saying, here you go. Turns around, he moves back over towards Lady and Lord Gralhund. With that, the guard questioning you kind of nods as well. There's been a terrible loss of life here, but it's good that you showed up to help these people. By all accounts, it seems that you were heroes today. And he kind of glances back over his shoulder, and you see two of the guards that you recognize. He says, no shortage of trouble around you, it seems, though, based on what these two men told me. You were present there for the attacks yesterday morning.
Believe us, this is not our intention at all.
Seems like trouble kind of follows us. Fuck, is this... Not all of us have been here for very long. Is this what Waterdeep's like?
With that, the man shakes his head. He says, no, unfortunately, this is a recent development. Quite unfortunate, really. But at least people like you are around, willing to tip the scales, I suppose, in our favor of the favor of the righteous and such. So nefarious deeds and ill-doers such as these, and kind of points over to the two unconscious men, don't have free reign of the city. With that, he kind of nods as well. I believe we've got an account of everything happened. Just to go over it, and he begins to describe the situation as told to him. Says, I was told that the attack happened a short time ago. A few of this man's accomplices began slaughtering the guards within this villa, resulting in an attack upon the barricaded rooms upstairs, and you arrived afterwards, taking care of a few of the thugs down here in the bottom floor, and then moving upstairs to assist the guards there, where you took care of this man here. And he points over to Floxen, thus saving the Gralhund family. Does all of that sound right?
Yes.
Yeah, essentially. Yes. Try to the best of our ability to not kill when we have the options. We aren't here to...
Sometimes that's the only way, unfortunately. I do understand it was in self-defense. You were here to assist some nobles, which is a good thing, really. Killing a noble here in the city is a crime punishable by death. It's very severe. Any of these people that were left alive, and he kind of glances around at the other two, will meet due justice in their due time, I'm sure.
Wait, killing a noble is punishable by death, but if I just stab someone on the street, is that not punishable by death?
No, if it's not noble birth, it is of less importance.
Still don't do that, though.
I don't encourage that, obviously. But
just with that, he looks at you kind of strangely, raising an eyebrow. He says, murder is still murder, here. He pulls out a little booklet legal from his hand. Yeah, take the code legal. Maybe you need to read it over.
Yep, I'll get right on it.
Let me finish teaching him how to read.
I appreciate that, but okay.
Oh, I heard my breath and is like, yeah, maybe you should read it over.
Yeah, it's right here. It's right here, and I'm pointing at like the littering law.
No, my friend, it's down under the crimes against citizens. Higher. Yes, you can see it down. Well, never mind. Don't cause any trouble. Don't go around killing people unless it's in self-defense, of course. Coming to the aid of a noble is a very admirable act, and he kind of looks around. Says, "We do appreciate the assistance here. It took some time for the calls to come in for some activity out front. It appears that he kind of glances over at Jod. It says, this little one was seen moving back and forth, almost as if she was trying to call for help or something. And then the sounds of fighting was caught by a few of the citizens here in the North Ward and reported to us in hasty fashion. So we responded as quickly as we could to this place. Yes, young man.
Make sure to give Herv great recognition. He let us in when we asked so that we could come to the aid of the Lord and Lady of the house. So he did a great thing today, that Herv. Point to Herv.
Make a perception check, Viz.
Shit, is he not standing there anymore?
As you're saying that, kind of nodding, you see the guy nodding and says, yes. Lady Growlhund did mention that he was under orders to not allow anyone in. It's very strange that he decided to let you in, but I suppose there's a reason for everything.
He probably heard the disturbance and let us in to aid his lord and lady, like
yes,
any great member of a house would.
Yes, that man seemed to not be able to tell us why he let you in. He just did. Odd, really. But it all worked out in the end, so I suppose that's not that big of a deal. As you're looking around, Viz, as you're talking to this guard, you kind of glance back, and you see Yala is just staring daggers at her, hearing this conversation, shaking her head back and forth. But with that, the guard kind of looks you over and says, well, there's a lot of paperwork to do, and he kind of looks over, and you see the gate is now kind of closed, with two guards standing next to it, kind of batting off people and such that are looking up towards it and trying to glance inside. It says that I'm sure the media will be here shortly to get all of their need for the Waterdeep Gazette tomorrow, but honestly, you're all heroes today. We thank you for helping out here in the city. It was a very noble act that you did. None of you were suspects or anything of that nature, so you're free to leave.
Why would you even say that? Why would you even say we aren't suspects? Now
But he shrugs. This is an investigation. He kind of glances around. There are several dead bodies just in the foyer there. I mean, I had to suspect everyone, but Lady Growlhund has cleared you of any charges and everything, so it's fine. You're heroes.
Let's move up to the lady.
Huzzah!
Glad we could help out today. And he's going to offer a hand. And if you need anything in the future, anything we can do to help you.
If
can
it's
find
okay
us
with you, sir, we'd like to exit out the back door too. Sorry, Risk, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're talking to Yala?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Risk? Okay. As you're doing so, she kind of looks over and you see a bit of a tired expression across her eyes, and she nods, says, yes. Once again, thank you for coming to our rescue. It was good that Herv let you in today. I don't know why, but sometimes the world works in mysterious ways, I suppose. Thank you once again. If I do need assistance with anything, I will be sure to look you up.
Or you can always stop by Trollskull Manor at any time and come and have any of our fine ales that we have in stock.
Does that count as advertising? Can we add that to our role?
Here's a coupon.
Here's a coupon. Stop by
as you're
next
saying that-
Tuesday and
you see Yala kind of tilting her head to the side and says, oh, so you're the rumored owners of that establishment. There was an invitation spread around the noble community recently by, I think it was Raina Neverember, actually. I didn't get an invitation to that, unfortunately, but I will have to stop by, I think.
that's such a shame. We certainly would have invited you if we would have known that it didn't get out to you, but in the future, you're always welcome there at any time.
That she nods, kind of putting out a bit of a bow, and she says, well, I will certainly see if me and my husband may stop by one day. Once again, thank you, and she kind of motions over to the city watch, and you see them kind of moving up. So you said back door, right? No, wait, he kind of nods, says, this way then. And he leads you around as Yala and Orlon kind of bid you adieu and such, and turn back around, speaking to the guards. They take you around outside, away from the house, leading around, and you see that as you move back through the kitchen and such, that there's a back door in the pantry. And as you look at it, you see there's this heavy, like oak bar across it, blocking the door from the inside. And with that, the guards lift it up, kind of open it up. You see one of the guards poking his head out. Nobody's really loitering around here. You should be safe to head out of here without drawing too much attention. So go on now.
Does this just lead out the back door, or does it lead into like a backyard kind of thing?
It leads out to, as we go back
That street.
to the map,
something street.
Serdune Street, if I remember.
Yeah.